Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday Night Throwdown brought to you by the Armchair Dragoons. It isn't every day that we get an absolutely delightful full table for the Thursday Night Throwdown, but it is also not every day that we decide to do something that I have been wanting to do, but also incredibly resistant to doing all by the same token, and that is playing O Group, the game by the two Fat Lardies, done by their Ricewitz Press, which is their alternate imprint. And since Thursday Night Throwdown is usually brought to you by our friends Achilles and the Command Tent, they've decided tonight they want to be, since we're learning this game, they wanted to be on the same side. I know. Everybody, look outside, and if you see three other horses, one of whom is real skinny, you'll know why. So they've decided that that is something that I want to do, and this has also resulted in our guy, Vance Barthard, having to be the Germans. And he's happy about that. He told me how incredibly happy he was not to play someone in the Commonwealth. And he is joined by our guy, the chronologist, again as the Commonwealth. Dude guy. And has. Good to see you both, gentlemen. Thanks for being here. I know. There's much gasping going on. There's much surprise. There's much gasping. Where's my tweet? I had a tweet. I know I did.
Next time, Vance, they're going to make you be the Australians.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's at least the Commonwealth.
Or we're going to do Tobruk or something?
There you go.
No, he has to be the Italians next.
Oh.
Ooh, that's harsh.
You know what? They did okay in that one battle in France.
And yes, as I said,
didn't do too bad.
we have a large jam-packed table filled with kibitzers as I send out a tweet, pow. But that's not where we start. Let's take a look at the table and let's see what we're looking at. This is a battalion level game, and so there is a certain amount of abstraction. I guess I'll start over here on Barthard's side of the table, and we'll note that these are no longer individual men. These units across, they are platoons, and those platoons have to stay close to each other on the table. The pieces of them. The sections have to remain within. Do not interrupt me unless it's super important, Fidelis. It'll drive me nuts.
It wasn't me, but...
Okay, Destruct. I can't tell you apart. Don't do that. Anyway, they need to be 2 inches apart throughout the course. They need to be 2 inches apart in order to maintain cohesion. Platoon. This is their company headquarters. Up here is a circle. And then, but you'll see these again. These are not individual guys. Over here we have a platoon of tanks. It's a whole platoon all by its little lonesome. We also have supports. We're going to find out how those work. Those are fun. They're a very interesting part of the game. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Here is our big guy, the battalion HQ. And you notice he's got a little die. Yes, he does. Why does he have a die? Because that's how we track his battalion orders. Yes, he does. Over here we have a FOO, a forward observer. I like saying FOO. I realize it's FOO, but that's okay. I'm not sorry. He's part of the battalion HQ, and he's even got his little hoopty with him, so look at that. And we also have an 80mm mortar. One of the really important things, neither the battalion HQ nor the mortar really need to be on the table. They don't move, nor can they shoot, nor can they be shot at. But they're here for aesthetic purposes, and you'll place them, and we'll just figure out where they go. I like having them. The similar case is made for this, which is an artillery support mission. In this scenario, the Germans have 1. And over here, the British have 2. They are markers more than anything else. Where you put them is pretty much irrelevant. One of the really important things you're going to see in this game is combat patrols. Every company gets 3 of them at max. Their deployment is important, especially when we get into play. I'm sure there'll be comments made about when is a good idea to deploy them. And you'll see I even used numbers so you know which company they belong to. So that's our component parts. Let's talk about how the rules work. This game breaks down into 2 really big honking pieces. The first piece is a logistical phase that every single game starts with, and that is deployment. And it calls for the rolling of dice, in which we've already established our forces. We already have our battalion ratings. Everybody here is regular. We just ignore that. We're talking about defining terrain. This is a built-up area. This is a built-up area. This is a built-up area. This one here is made up of 4 sub-BUAs called garrisons. Each one of these is 1 each. I just made them a little bigger for aesthetic reasons. The only thing that blocks line of sight is going to wind up being this bocage. Oh, I have the wrong terrain map out. Forgive me. There we go. How's that?
That's very nice.
That's much better. And then we have elevated terrain. Elevated terrain is a big howling deal in this game, let me tell you. It is assumed that elevated terrain is over just about everything, except, like this terrain is below that terrain. But elevated terrain is a big deal. It increases range. It also increases your visibility, but also increases your ability to be shot at. So bear that in mind. Something you want to think about. Plans and objectives. You're going to have to break your units into sectors. You'll notice you have 3 companies. Each company has to be assigned to a sector. Without a redeployment order, you're not supposed to cross the streams, much like Ghostbusters. I had a thought, had I had time for it, I think it might have been Destruct's suggestion to put them onto a map where you could actually draw them, sort of like we did with the Shaco. But we will do it in our briefing sections when we get to it. We'll do it orally so that you have a chance just to talk about who goes where. You're not supposed to cross that. There's another piece. The Germans have I don't think anybody, so nobody is technically in reserve, so it's a 1, 2, 3. So I don't think, but you do have supports. These supports, they are incredibly valuable and can get assigned out to platoons within your corps. They can be deployed individually, but they can also be deployed in a helpful way along with your platoons. The Germans, they can assign them out to anybody they want. They have a flexible structure that way. The British can't. They've got to assign their supports down to their individual companies, and they stay with those companies. Unless you get a redeploy order, which costs you precious orders. But you won't know what to do for a little while yet. Initial deployment. First thing you're going to wind up doing is deploying your battalion HQ, which is, nice to do, but it doesn't really count. Then however, you're going to deploy your company commanders. Those are these guys on the round bases. Those are sort of the center of your logistical empire. They are, however, guys who can give orders and who can be shot at. Where will you be deploying? Yes. Hide them. Defending commanders deploy first. They're going to be behind their forward defensive line. I'll show you where that is. Attacking commanders deploy behind their start line within their assigned sector. Commanders in reserve remain off table. You are then going to roll battalion dice. The attackers are going to roll 9 dice. The defenders are going to roll 9 dice. And based on that, we're going to determine how the initial deployment went. Defenders roll first. Yes, Matt Rowe. This game tells us who has to go first. I will never let him forget that. Defenders deploy, and what do you get? It's a 1d6. You're going to roll 9 dice. And this is all on these charts that I've placed both in the chat and over on the side there if you want to look at it. But defenders, when if they roll a 1, that means that, this is for the defender, that they have had interdiction, that their opening barrage has been stopped. No deployment. They can only have 3 of those. Anything extra, they get to reroll. On a 2 to 4, they get to deploy a combat patrol behind their forward defensive line. And on a 5 or a 6, they get to place an ambush, which is very fun. Attackers, if they roll a 1, they actually wind up hurting the defender. This means that their opening barrage has caused a casualty, typically a platoon. A 2 to 4, they are allowed to deploy a combat patrol, and a 5 or a 6, they get to deploy an actual unit on the table. If you haven't noticed, most units start off table. It's only company commanders that start on table, which is sort of interesting, I think. And we'll talk about that when it happens. What are combat patrols? Like I say, you can have up to 3 to a company. You can have up to 3 to a company. They represent units of various types buzzing around the table, trying to help you establish your superiority in that sector through recon, through some preliminary skirmishing, etc. They can do a lot of different things. Some of the biggest things that you can do with them are deploying units on top of them. This represents troops being brought into battle using hidden movement and infiltration. One unit can deploy onto a combat patrol. As soon as a unit deploys onto a combat patrol, the marker is placed back into your reserve. It doesn't go away. You can use it again, and one of the actions you can take is actually deploying a combat patrol.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
By unit, do you mean squad or
platoon?
Platoon.
Platoon. Okay.
Within 10 inches you can't do that within 8 inches of an enemy unit, and you can't do it on the same turn you deploy the combat patrol. They can also go out and scout, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. After initial deployment, combat patrols are deployed using the deploy action. They can be placed anywhere within 18 inches of a steady combat commander. That's one of the statuses. He can only have 2, steady and suppressed. And within his assigned table sector, they cannot be deployed within 8 inches of an enemy. Reconnaissance section. Well, I don't think we have any recon sections, do we? I don't think we
Nope.
do. No, yeah, there's no recon on this table, so we don't have to worry about that. They always roll 2d6 for movement. Yes, that's right. It's a variable movement game. It's a Lardy game. What did you expect? They always move 2d6. They are unaffected by any terrain. They can not fire, rapid move, or approach to within 8 inches of an enemy or an enemy combat patrol. If you get to within 8 inches of an enemy combat patrol, both are frozen. You may move back away. It doesn't lock like in Chain of Command, but you can't get any closer. You have to stop. You may not deploy or move into impassable terrain, minefields, or wire. You pull them up when they are removed. They're also, if an enemy unit walks into them, they can move into them. They are automatically removed. Or if they are shot at and receive any shock, they only take 1 shock as opposed to most which take 3 and then start taking casualties. But they are kind of tricky to shoot at. What are we going to do each turn? Each turn we're going to have once we're done with all that deployment stuff, we're then going to move to the regular game turn. And it goes into 3 phases, the first of which is simultaneous, the following 2 are then alternating. In the command phase, we both roll what they call the O group dice. The O group dice are kind of like the dice in General Darmay, to be honest. I think we'll see some similarities there. You get... So what you're going to do is you're going where's my things? There we go. You're going to roll those dice, and there's typically 9 of them. And when you roll those dice, and they can go up and down, a 1 means you get no orders. Something has gone wrong. If you roll 3, you go hesitant. That one of your companies goes hesitant. Mm-hmm. If you get 2 to 5, you can issue one of your company orders. We have right over here on the side. We're going to be using these. These are regular orders. These green arrows. You're going to make stacks of them, and you're going to spread them out whenever you want to do an order thing. Over here, we have special company orders. Those are orders that can be issued by the company commander. He gets 1 per turn, and they're quite powerful because they allow you to they're the only way other than HQ order that allows you to have somebody do something more than 1 thing per turn. That's what I wanted to say. This section includes the heading I posted into the chat, Treble 1 Hesitant, which I think is my all-time favorite call sign. If you roll that treble 1, you do indeed go hesitant. You may only fire at close targets. You may rally, but that's it.
It's very bad for an attacker.
You do not want to, well, you never want to be hesitant, right? You just don't. Then you get company orders and you get HQ orders. Now, if you roll a 6, you get a battalion HQ order. Ooh. And that allows you to increase this die. That is a reserve bank of orders to save for that very special occasion. The attacker gets 2 at the start, the defender gets 1. That increases or decreases over the course of the game by getting 6s. You may never keep more than 6. You may never keep more than 6. What can you do with them? You can actually, they affect your initiative roll, and you may issue actions to units. That's what they're for. When we get down into losing casualties, you will get foobars. Foobars, I doubt we'll get to one tonight, so I'm not going to worry about it. Suffice to say, it's much like losing morale in Chain of Command. It starts to affect your overall game, and if you take enough foobars, you lose the scenario. How do you get foobars? Bottom line, losing units and pieces of units. Once we have sorted out those orders, it doesn't take very much time at all. We then do initiative, and you get a +1 for each HQ order. If initiative is drawn, I'm sorry, the Germans go first. That's just the rule. I guess that's one of the few things they get that is truly, it represents their Auftragstaktik, according to the author. So, I don't even know. That's what they get. So what can you do? What is it that you do? Well, if you have initiative, you're going to start passing out these orders to your guys, and you're going to just put them right behind the unit that is moved, so we know that that unit has moved. One of the key dynamics in the game is your pool of orders is for the entire turn, both your phase, if you're going first, as well as during the defensive phase to power reactions. So you maybe don't want to spend all your actions in your offensive phase. You might want to save some because you might want some to react with. What can you do? You can fire and move. That costs 1 order. A platoon or section can be ordered to fire and move and fire, or just move and just fire. This company commanders, foos, and combat patrols also use this action. If you do move, it incurs a firepower and 2 hit negative. You may rapid move, which is 3d6, choose the highest 2, and then you don't get to shoot. You also use this to assault, which is 1 infantry platoon going into hand-to-hand combat. There is a thing for non-radio tank platoons, which we don't have. Both the platoons here have radios. You may deploy. You can deploy a combat patrol or a reserve unit onto either the rear for friendly table edge, or a reserve infantry or heavy weapon platoon, a single AFV reconnaissance or light truck section onto a combat patrol. Those combat patrols are a combination of patrol markers and JOPs. So they are pretty potent indeed. Company commanders and foos may accompany a deploying unit for free or deploy by themselves. Deploying onto a combat patrol uses up all movement, but the unit may still fire. Units may deploy with at least one section, must deploy with at least one section on the center of the patrol. So you center up whatever you're deploying on the patrol. Another big thing you can do is rally. This is used to rally off your shock. You make a morale test. There's 2 types. There is the one that allows you to try to roll off 1 shock, which does allow you to still shoot. Then there's the one that lets you roll 3 dice to try to roll off shock, but then you can't shoot. Recon. You exchange this is one of my favorites. I love this one. Exchange a reconnaissance unit section for a combat patrol. We don't have any recon units, but this is a lovely idea that your recon section is motoring around the countryside and says, yeah, we're going to deploy to here, and you're allowed to throw down a patrol from which you can then deploy. But again, that's a recon unit, which I don't think we have any of. Okay, for my friend, CT. Mortars. These cost either 2 or 1. It costs 2 if it's a new target. It costs 1 if it's an older target. if it's the one you've already shot, the same one you just shot at. This action brings the battalion mortars into action. These are your battalion mortars. They may fire either HE or smoke. This action also activates a spotter. British, German, and U.S. battalion mortars require a company commander or a FOO. So your company commanders may spot for the upscale guys. They're just not as good at it. They take a negative. Targeting a new aim point, we talked about that. Battalion mortars may only fire once per turn. They may not be requested if you requested artillery fire this turn, or if the mortars go low ammo. And it's also in order to replenish their ammo. Company commanders, this is them doing their special thing. They can issue an order to anybody, or they can issue a second order. Each company commander gets one per turn. It may be for any action. It cannot be, I'm interested by this one. It cannot be for mortars and artillery. And they must be within 18 inches of the unit that they're ordering. You will roll a die if it's an extra order to see if it costs you. Otherwise, it's the unit cost. Artillery. This is my Achilles rule. It is a 2-order cost, and you will walk through a process that is itemized.
Oh dear.
Where'd it go? Where's my chart? There it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Well, the accuracy is not what I was looking for. It's this. You will have a choice to ask for regimental or divisional artillery. It will not shock you to discover that divisional artillery is harder to get. So it's up to you to call for it, and we'll walk through that process once it happens. One of the things that I was cautioned by Alex from Storm of Steel that is critically important is consolidation. It is 1 order if you're on an objective, and 2 if on any other position. This action permits you to bring on your reserves and consolidate on a forward position or objective. If you're deploying onto a captured objective or a planned deployment position, this is 1 order. If you're going onto any other captured or occupied terrain feature that was not initially declared as a phase line objective or deployment position, this costs 2 orders. So the attacker is allowed to look at the field and say, I'm going right there. Call out that spot and consolidate on it. Objectives, that's for free. You just get to do that on objectives. But you're also allowed to declare a phase line objective, which is, I want to get to this spot and deploy. What does it mean? If you do it, you deploy a reserve infantry company commander directly onto or behind the objective or occupied terrain feature. It must be clear of enemy units and combat patrols. It may then immediately deploy up to 2 combat patrols for free at no additional cost. He may also deploy 1 AFV platoon or section directly onto or behind a captured objective or occupied terrain feature that has a road or track from your rear table edge. Huge difference from chain of command. So just hypothetically, if you had an objective, if you had a phase line marker here, and you were a German and you were riding up this way, you could declare that you're going right there because it's connected by this road. Pretty big deal. We lose somebody?
We did.
Who did we lose?
Robert.
Where'd Robert go?
We don't know.
Wondering if he was having problems with his headset again. Did he have some trouble with it last night?
Yes, he did. Do we lose him? Okay.
Yeah, completely.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue. Hopefully he'll reconnect. If you do this, the infantry company being deployed must be entirely in reserve. No units already committed. Reserves, 2 orders. You can deploy up to 2 reserve platoons from the same company on your edge. Issue a rapid movement action using the total of all dice for movement. This is kind of like our forwards order in General Darmay.
Do we have any reserves?
We'll be talking. Yeah, the British do. The British do not have. They have a group that they have to bring on from the reserves. Rear guard cost 3 orders and a company command order. You use this once per game. One company may withdraw all, some, or none of its units 2d6 and rally each unit with 3d6. So this is a huge pullback move. Probably the most important one for the people not moving is react fire. This is 1 order, and it's an opportunity to, once an enemy has finished its current move and fire action, you may attempt to fire at it. You have 2 ways of doing that. One is opportunity fire, which is at any point during its movement. But then you need to roll for opportunity fire to see if you actually succeed at it. The other is you wait till it gets to the end of its movement, and then you get to react anyway. Ambushing units may spring an ambush under this action. And this is the rule we were talking about in the chat. A reacting unit cannot pivot or turn a turret when using react or opportunity fire. The arcs of fire here are not generous. Tanks are 45 degrees, left, right. When you are firing that tank, you may turn the turret. That's not a problem. However, in terms of getting behind it, if somebody shoots in front of you, you can't turn that turret. You got to take the opportunity fire shot. Dan. React withdraw, also for the non-phasing player. One steady or hesitant unit may withdraw 2d6. You just roll 2d6 and leave after they have finished their current move or fire action. It includes also withdrawing after a mortar or artillery attack if the unit was in the beaten zone. A suppressed unit, which is the 3rd state of shock. It's nothing, hesitant, suppressed. It's the 3rd step. You roll a 1d6. You need a 4 or more to get out of that. You may also attempt to withdraw from close combat if you're being attacked. But then again, you also need a 4 or more and take a shock.
Can I ask something about the sequence?
Sure.
You said reacting player shooting can shoot either when they're on the move or when they get to where they're going to stop.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And but which comes first? If the attacker is on a move and fire order,
Mm-hmm.
Does he fire first?
No.
As
Well,
part of the
it's the choice you're making. If you try to go for op fire and succeed, you get him at whatever point in the move you want.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if it helps, the person who's activating, so doing the move and fire order, could fire first, then move,
Yes.
or move and then fire.
Mhm.
So you're basically choosing when to react. So if they shoot at you, you can react after they've shot, before they move.
Mhm.
But let's say
Also.
they're moving, and you wait until they get to the final spot they move to.
You're not rolling anything. You're just automatically react firing at them.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna do the react fire, but they're on a fire and move and fire. Do they get to complete that move and fire by firing before I react fire?
They are completing one of those 2 steps.
Correct.
Whichever they choose to do first.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's the risk they have to take.
Okay.
Movement is actually the simplest part of the game, in my humble opinion.
It is.
It's basically 2d6. There are some modifiers, and they're all marked on the tooltips. The key piece with it is you have to declare your tactical bound. What does that mean? Where am I going? So, for example, if you have an average AFV, it's 2d6 plus 2 inches. And by the way, I didn't double everything, so it's all normal. Take that.
That's boring.
I know, but I kind of like the 15 mils. I really do. I like the look of it for this game. So anyway, it's 2d6 plus 2 here. So you just say, I'm moving to here. You have to say where you're going. They use the fancy phrase tactical bound, but that's what it comes to. You may rapid move, as I said, which is a 3d6. It's to potentially move further. In open terrain, roll 3d6, and you use the highest of the two. You may also re-roll doing that any ones. Can't do it with MMGs, HMGs, and things like that. If you rapid move on a road, if you're so bug nuts, you get to roll your 3d6 plus 2, and you get to use all the dice. If you stay entirely on the road. All turreted tanks may turn their turrets through 360 degrees. It is not movement that will come up. If you're standing still and just need to turn your turret, that's not movement. Tank destroyers may pivot 180 degrees on the spot, but that is movement.
You change direction while moving?
It's however you want to move. You've got to go to a point. You're always moving to a point. And the only thing that's going to slow you down on this map, I think, is going to be that bocage.
And the orchards.
Yeah, but I was looking for that. Where's the orchard stuff?
Oh, that's I think they definitely have it in the scenario notes.
That's it. That's where it. I knew it. Why would I put that in the terrain? I'm not mad.
Orchard?
Yeah,
no.
All just the trees. Just the trees.
Oh,
The
okay.
trees. The only thing that'll slow you down is those orchards and these hedges. These hedges here. Everything.
Bog in the pod
Nope. None of that. And so, yeah, you're always going to a point, so the turning is kind of an irrelevant conversation because you're saying, I'm going here. Oh, there it is. Rough terrain. Yeah,
Okay,
adopt.
nope. Okay. Yep.
It's... Oh, yeah. So I believe, yes, it counts as rough terrain. And in rough terrain, you roll 2d6 and take the higher. That's it.
Pill?
Nothing. And now let's talk bocage. Tanks with a Kulin-type device. You don't have one of those. Cross as normal rough terrain. Tanks without them must roll 3d6 and take the lowest score. If you roll doubles, you bog down and go belly up. And you take a shock because your guys are spooked. And all shots against you are considered flank shots.
Ouch.
Well, don't go rumbling over the bocage, you know.
I mean,
Only 4 of them.
let's
You can
face it.
avoid it.
That sounds like a gym rule so we don't wreck his pretty terrain.
No, I came ready for you, hosers. Check this out.
You watch. The very first thing anybody does with a tank is going to be, I'm going to go
Ha!
across here.
Go ahead. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look what I did. Ha! Pow. There you go.
Look at that.
I am ready for you guys to rumble through I thought of that.
Look, if the British tanks get to that bocage, you've already won. So.
I would think, yeah.
And unbogging is a morale roll. We'll talk about morale rolls when we get there, but that is it's a simple morale roll. If you pass it, you're clear. Otherwise, you remain bogged. Yeah, sodden ground, bocage, hedgerows. Yeah, no. Yep, that's all of it. All right, looking, impassable. We don't have any of that. Elevated. This gives you elevated range. That means you can shoot farther and can be seen farther. It also allows you, if you're on a hill and above, and the person down below you, relative to you, is below you, that is, yes indeed, hull down. The only people that can't do that are the Russians. Their doctrine doesn't work that way. There is cover on this map, obviously. If you are inside dense cover, such as woods or buildings, it is 1 inch LOS. Buildings, trees. That's it. Nothing else blocks LOS here, other than, of course, the hill. But so 1 inch. So you got to be out. It's the classic thing. You got to stick your nose out to shoot, and therefore you can be shot at. But that will grant you cover. And if you have cover, there's a chance, at least, that you will be obscured and harder to hit. We've talked about BUAs. Position your platoons and BUAs in or around model buildings and so that they establish their arc of fire. You do have to show which way you're facing in a BUA. How are you protecting the BUA? AFVs and guns do not go inside buildings. They can be in a yard or garden. I have no problem saying that in all cases you could theoretically park a gun or an AFV in this one and in this one, just not in that one. Yep. You don't have any field defenses, so I can give that a miss. All right. Spotting is way more simple than they try to make this look. Let's talk about shooting. You declare your firing unit. You determine whether or not you're going to move. You do have to declare if you are going to fire and then move, you have to say so, because it will affect your die roll. You declare your target, and then you determine you can target pretty much anything except you can't shoot at company commanders and foos if anybody else is closer. And no unit may fire at more distant targets if you've got somebody within 4 inches, which is generally speaking close range. Interesting rule. There are 4 segments here. Infantry has to be able to see the sector it's shooting at. HE can see the whole thing for its blowing you up purposes. As I mentioned, infantry has a 90-degree arc, 45 degrees left, right. AFVs with hull-mounted guns. That's actually the same for everything on the table, I think. Yeah, everything pretty much on the table is 45 degrees, left to right, left and right. So what do? You declare firing and the target. You establish the range, and then what you're going. Then all you have to do is check line of sight and arc of fire. We did that. Did our ranges. There we go. Infantry fire and HE fire. Each infantry, AFV, and gun section has a firepower value expressed in terms of firepower dice or D6. You will see that on the tooltip. That is per section. The more sections it has, the more potent it becomes. You declare the unit firing and the target. You establish the range. You calculate the dice. There will be adjustments. Hits are 4+. There's veterans get on a 3+, but we don't have any veterans out there. You then have to take morale tests. I'm not sure morale test is the word I would have used, but that's what it is. You have to take a morale test. That's that chart I think is the most important in the game, which determines how much actual damage you take. All the damage charts you see in the book are a little weird to me. They need to be abstracted, and I definitely thank Fidelis for this, because he pointed out that what you have to do is take out... They assume you know an awful lot about what guns are which. Like what has... I'll pick one here. Who's got an autocannon, 20 to 40? Who's got a 25 millimeter to 47 millimeter? Fortunately,
You don't know?
Shut it. Fortunately, somebody abstracted that and gave it to me vehicle by vehicle. And so now we can see that, which is much, much better. Thank you very much. Anti-tank fire works very much like it does in Chain of Command. You get What you wind up having to do is you declare each AFV a gun firing its target, you establish the range, you roll 2d6 with the appropriate modifiers, and you hit on a 7 or more. A result of 6 or less is always a miss. And then you determine its the firer's gunfire value. The biggest difference, you have a firepower value and you have an armor value. The difference between those becomes the plus or the minus on the AT damage table for the person being shot at once you hit them. A final modified score of 10 or more is a critical hit, which gives you a nice +1. Those British 6-pounders, because this is a British company, get a +2 after 1944. There's all that stuff, which we will go through when it happens. It's actually, this stuff strikes me as pretty intuitive. I'm wildly open to being wrong about that, though. We'll go through indirect fire when it happens. I just would rather... That, to me, is one of the simplest things, too. Artillery, no. Yeah, there's smoke. Smoke is really big, too.
What's the range for the tank's main guns? It's not on the tooltip. So.
It's once again...
like 40 inches or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the gun, but don't we have... I thought I put...
So the US 75 mil is 10 inches to 30 inches is battle range, and then up to 40 inches for elevated.
It's on the quick reference guide in the light green section.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's pretty... Battle range is pretty much 30 inches across the board for all of it, so...
Okay.
Good note. That's a good note for me. I gotta fix that. Okay. I will fix that, because that should be on there. See? Stuff you don't know. And then... Probably the most important mechanic after combat happens is what exactly is the deal with shock. Your first point of shock doesn't mean anything. You're steady. You're fine, although you have a point of shock, and that can modify you in some ways. After 2, you become hesitant. You cannot move closer to the enemy. If you are steady and you receive shock during opportunity fire to become hesitant, you may continue your forward movement until your current action ends. Suppressed is 3, and that means you stop dead where you are and you ain't going nowhere. If you get shock once you're suppressed, if you take just 1, you have to start rolling KIAs. That's a 5 or a 6 on a D6 for every hit. If you roll 2 or if you get 2 or more shock after that is hit, it's an automatic kill. In terms of a section, you have to take a section off, or it's knocked out if it's an AFV. A standard 3-section infantry platoon must take a route test when they're down to 1 section. You may use a company commander order to stop it if the commander is within 18 inches, but otherwise you got to check for morale. If for some reason your company commander or foo gets shot at, we'll deal with that. Good Lord, don't. There is the possibility that you retreat, which is 3d6, and you use all the dice. If a unit is KIA'd or knocked out, if it suffered serious casualty, this is no longer capable of fighting as an effective unit. Ugh. And we've already talked about rallying. It's all done with morale checks. You can do the 1d6 or you can do the 3d6, depending if you want to shoot. Okay. Let's talk about the scenario. Because that, by the way, is all the rules, except for the special rules, which we're not going to use right now. This is the...
That's all?
I know.
That's all?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I won't lie. I'm prepared to screw this up mightily, so...
It's 83 pages of rules, guy.
Yeah, I know. This action covers a hasty attack by a battalion of the 6th Green Howards, supported by armored elements in the form of Shermans from the 7th Dragoons, upon the village of Christo, defended by elements of the 12th SS Hitlerjugend Division during the Normandy campaign of 1944. So, most appropriate we should be here. The British must take 2 of the 4 BUA sectors of Christo village, or inflict 3 FUBARs. The Germans win by avoiding this. This is a 16-turn game. The British are the attackers, the Germans are the defenders. Both battalions use the standard game deployment. The British have 2 support missions. The Germans have 1. Those are marked out there. All woods are orchards. That's right. Line of sight in those orchards goes through to the far edge and no further. He loves this rule. So the point is, if you're in these trees, it's not the 1 inch that's usual. You can see all the way into it, but not through it.
Not through it.
You still are in cover, so you get the...
Yeah, you get the spot dice, but you're not... But the point is, you're not... There's this thought that if you're over here and somebody's over here, you might be blocked. You're not. You can be seen.
You don't want to be seen. You want to be...
On the other side of it.
Yes.
On the other side of it, yeah. All these farms and BOAs are brick buildings. The road leading to Christo was covered with high hedge, which you can see. We have multiple fields out there. Yes, we do. Now you're saying... Well, what are the deployment areas? We heard all about that. Guess what? I have the map. Pow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
This right here, that is what we call the British start line. This is the German forward defensive line. All right. I think the appropriate thing to do at this point is to take my dear friends, the Germans, into a chat and have a talk with them about deployment, and because they are the ones that have to set up first.
If you want to wait till ambushes are potentially found out, or no?
No, they're going to tell me where the ambushes are in the chat.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do. Because they're going to roll dice while we're in there.
Right. Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, so let's go to Allied chat, please, gentlemen. Please bounce over there.
The Germans in the
Germans,
Allied chat.
Germans into the Allied chat. I know. The other one is French chat. That seems wrong.
Okay. It's okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's the other German?
I don't know. You said Chrono.
Chrono.
He doesn't seem to be.
Hang on, I'll go get him.
And also
Chrono.
to
Where's
assign...
where's Chrono?
I'm right here.
Come on into the Allied chat. You're German.
I'm not playing. I was convincing.
No, you're didn't you hear? You're dragooned when OJ stepped aside.
Jeez, fine.
Yeah, your life ain't that easy, my friend. All right. The first thing we have to do, gents, Barth, I'm going to leave this to you. It's not going to go all the way back to the very beginning. Actually, I could probably just do it if I were less of a simpleton. I would have used my quick reference sheets because this actually appears on the quick reference sheets. But this is the part where we're going to do our initial die setup. All right. And I want you to turn that printing off on that die. Where's that die? There it is.
I have no idea.
It's right here.
I don't
Print
know.
off.
Okay.
Good. And now we got 9 dice. Good. All right. And now what I want you to do is roll me them 9 dice.
Okie doke.
I'm going to watch them.
Did you blind the other guys? They're gonna see the dice, right?
Well, if they peek over here, I don't care that much. It actually, they usually do it right in front. This is a little extra secret.
All right.
All right. No print. All right,
No
so
ones.
the ones, that would be no deployment. The opening barrage has interdicted you. Well done. There has been no interdiction. Number 2, 2 to 4. Deploy 1 to 4 combat patrols behind the forward defensive line. So on your 2 to 4s, how many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have the eligibility to place 7 combat patrols out there behind your defensive line.
Almost all of them. It's like
Well, you've got 9, right? So no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, you're in good shape. Now, the one thing you don't get though is you're allowed to deploy 1 ambush unit behind the forward defensive line. So you've got 2 units you can place into ambush. The ambush, I suppose I should say, should be in some form of concealing terrain. Don't ping it. Just tell me what you'd like and where you want to put it. I will know.
The 2 anti-tank guns. I don't know.
I mean, that's probably best unless you want to do one of the machine guns.
The advantage of the machine guns, when you attach those machine guns to a platoon, if that's what you choose to do with them,
Yeah.
they then they get to roll the, check it out, the the 66 of the machine gun, and then those infantry to which they're attached become rerolls.
Ooh, that's handy. In that case, yeah, let me see what else we have. I mean, got the AT support. I feel like the AT guns are probably the best bet.
All right, so you've got two AT guns, a 75 and a 50.
50.
Don't ping nothing, just tell me. I will know. Where do you want the 75?
In the. Okay.
Just describe it. Use your words, man. I know you're an engineer.
In the large stone building on the. We can't put them in buildings, can we?
No. Yeah, you can't put it in that one. You could put it in the other two.
That's what I'm saying. The one on the left.
Yeah, the one on the far left you can't.
Oh.
Remember, the bombage is going to block our line of sight, so it sort of cuts our battlefield up unless we want to put it somewhere
The
else.
one on our far left, like the dice side.
Yeah, the one on the dice side, that one, that's just one big farmhouse is what that is.
Right. Oh, okay. But the bocage will block us in the other one, so we can't put it.
Well, no. The only bocage that blocks is the light green stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would block you off the left side of the map. That's true. But everything on the right would be pretty open to you, except through the BUA.
So you're telling me in the BOA that's 4 pieces, we could put it in one of those buildings, or it has to go in the center?
No, it can go. It goes into one of the 4. Yeah, it goes into one of the 4 pieces.
What do you think about putting the 75 in the top right,
That's what I
where
was
you're
thinking.
pointing right now?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, that's where the 75 is. Where's the 50?
50.
Now, does it have to be hidden? Like, could it be on top of this hill?
I think it has to be concealed. It has to be concealed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That is a fair question. I'm gonna ask it of the rules because the rules have to tell me things.
Otherwise, we could put it behind that orchard that's right on the start line on the right side of the main road.
It'll probably get overrun though pretty quick. Is the problem.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Colonel.
Oh, sorry. I was saying it'll probably get overrun there pretty quick. Is the problem.
Yeah.
My other thought was the stand of trees.
It could be. They could definitely be in a stand of trees.
Think of these stand of trees on the left next to the farmhouse to cover the road.
Sure.
Okay, so you got a bunch of trees there. Are they on the one that's well? It's got to be on your side of the line, so it's the one right next to the house.
Yes, that one next to the farmhouse. Yeah.
All right, that's your ambush. Now, the next thing you have to decide is what are your sectors. You have 3 sectors. You've got first company, second company, third company. Where do they work? You got to divide it up.
I know we had to create a company in reserve at all. Or do they
Yeah,
have to-
I believe. Yeah, you could absolutely put a company in reserve. Yes.
My thought is, we divide it, just make the road the dividing point, put one company on either side, and put the third company in reserve. But
If we're allowed to put that one in, yeah, I agree. If we can do that.
Support assets deployed with a flexible reserve battalion can be deployed and attached to a company of the player's choice at the time of deployment. Rigid reserve doctrine battalions, you may hold an entire company back of the battalion reserve. It can be deployed on either a planned objective or deployment position or any on-table sector of the player's choice at the time of your choosing, regardless of your reserves doctrine. They can come in on the table edge, they can come in on a combat patrol depending on circumstances, and also they can be part of a consolidation action. So if you want to give me an objective onto which you might like to consolidate, you can do that too. It's just easier if you do it there.
all right.
This is you saying,
if we wanna-
as we go forward into the advance, these reserve guys, all equal, we want them to deploy to the left of that building, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Or you can bring them on in the back. You can do that too.
Okay, so I agree with Chrono. Like, we have, say,
First and second.
first company
Mm-hmm.
is left of the main road,
Got it?
and second is right of the main road,
Yes.
and third is reserve,
Yes.
hoping to come on the 4-banger.
They would like to consolidate by that thing.
Yeah.
That's actually the village
That
in
makes
question.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Do you want to give first and second each one of the RG platoons since there are?
I
four?
do want to give first and second one each of the HMGs and one each of the AT.
Yeah, and you do not, because you are flexible, you do not have to commit to that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that when you deploy.
And what do we do with this tank platoon? We can bring him on anywhere.
Yeah, he is a separate reserve. You do, and again, he's another support element. So you can, because you are flexible, you bring him on wherever who in support of, like you'll say, okay, he's with company 1, he's with company 2. You know?
So we can put him with company 3.
Yeah, he could be, or he could support company 3. That's up to you. But again, you don't have to commit to that yet.
Okay.
Okay. And the same with the Foo.
No. Now the thing you will do, you will now, because we're at, once you've made that decision, you have to place your battalion commander somewhere. Again, it doesn't really matter where, because you can't shoot, you can't be shot at or hurt.
Like that.
Sure.
That works. Yeah.
I'm gonna lock it.
Now, you said we only got one of these die if we're the defender. You've given us 2.
Yeah, I got it backwards.
Okay.
And now the other thing is you bring out your. Pretty sure.
The mortar is basically back here with these guys.
Yeah, and place the mortar with him, wherever you like. Again, he is a marker.
Yeah, I'm just gonna place him there.
Okay.
Does the Foo come out at this point, or is he?
Yeah, that's the other thing I was just about to take a peek at. Now that you've said that.
So and we have to place these 2 company commanders.
Combat patrols, ambush units, on-table units. The Foo may be placed anywhere behind the attacker's start line or the defender's FDL and are classed as in ambush.
Oh, okay. Well, he has to be concealed for that.
So he can be in he can be in that farmhouse, though, right?
Yes, he
On
sure
the
could.
left.
Yes, he could.
No, let's put him on the farmhouse on the left then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Observation.
you will place your combat patrols. Remember, you have 7, I believe.
Do we place our company commanders too, or just combat?
No, company commanders. Where's that number? On-table units. Each score of 5 or 6 deployed directly onto the tabletop. It is 1 infantry platoon. No, that's for the attacker. I want to look at the defender. Defender. Interdiction effect. Combat patrols. Each score of 2, 3, 4 deploy 1 combat patrol. Yeah, I think you are just defenders. 1 combat patrol. Yeah, no, you just deploy your combat patrols.
Okay.
So if we have all of 3rd platoon being reserve, we're not placing any.
Yeah, you're gonna have you basically wind up with an extra.
Sorry.
You wind up with an extra. You've got 6 combat patrols because you don't have anybody. You don't. Those guys aren't on the board yet.
Yeah, so you put the other. All right, I'll take. Put this one back behind. Well, I'll put this guy in the woods.
Yeah.
Actually, this guy's basically in the open out here, right?
Basically, yeah. But he's behind the buildings, though.
Right.
Mhm.
If anything comes in that way.
Oh, yep. And there I am being wrong. See, this is why we check. You do deploy your company commanders now.
Yeah, that's what I
They
thought.
deploy first behind. You deploy first. This is all correct though. Behind the forward defensive line within your assigned sector.
I'll put this company. Do they? I'm recalling. Do they have like a command?
18 inches.
18 inches, yeah.
Oh, that actually covers quite a lot.
It does.
Might put them.
But you want them undercover. Trust me on this.
Could put them up here, but that means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll put mine up here for now.
Okay.
And we'll go with that.
All right.
Combat patrols don't care about combat command. Right?
No.
So
They
if I put
just
him
they bop around.
So I put him over in this building that's
Mm-hmm.
or behind that building, whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm,
he's
mhm.
basically in this sector right here.
All right.
It's picking up the front edge slightly, so you know where he is.
Okie doke.
That's it then.
All right. I'm going to let you gents. That is your full deployment. Yay, well done. I'm going to let you guys chat. I'm going to go find the other guys. I will come and get you when we're all set.
Sounds
All right.
good.
All right, go get it.
Which it won't.
All right, I have spoken there. As you can see, they've been deploying as they're supposed to. Let me close this thing off so it doesn't print right now. Who's the man with the plan? Is it Command Tent or is it Achilles?
We've kind of both been doing it, but he's going to be battalion commander.
You are going to be the battalion commander. Very good. Well, the first thing you got to do
I'm just a strategist here.
is... All right, whoever's in charge, place that battalion commander out there. Let's see him. Remember, you can't shoot him, you can't hurt him, and he's got to be behind your start line.
You could put him in the middle of the road.
Yeah, you can be around the middle of the road. It don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to scooch him over here. He can't get hurted. Get that done. Let me get this
Just to
unit.
finish the thought before Jim jumped in here, if everything went according to plan, which it won't, I see taking the phase line first, then that BUA on the right, and those orchards, and that hill. And once you take that hill, that last BUA isn't going to survive.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Hey, Tom Primrose. Good to see you. All right, here we go. So that's the first thing you do. The next thing you do is you deploy your company commanders. I do believe that this scenario doth require you to keep that third one in reserve.
Yeah,
That's correct.
we've gone through the whole.
Oh, excellent. Good,
yeah,
good.
we've been done.
So because
So
the
we've got
Germans,
Charlie
just so you know,
Company-
the Germans will be keeping the unit in reserve as well.
Okay. So Charlie Company and the 2 tank units are going to be reserves,
Okay.
and we're leading off with Alpha and Bravo.
Got it. So
Because
you've got
Alpha
and so you've
Bravo.
got your guys attached, all that other, and you've moved your support in like that. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Well done. I think that was Destruct doing that. So salute.
It was a joint effort between me and Fidelis.
Excellent. So now company commanders go out behind your deployment line, please.
Okay. So both of them need to go out at this point.
Yes, they do. The
Put him in
two.
cover.
Yeah,
For the love
hide
of
them.
God, put him in cover.
Hide them. Hide them.
Like put him in the. Remember, they can see into that. So
Yeah, they can see into that. So if I'm behind it,
if you're behind it, you're okay.
am
Yeah,
I?
just don't-
yeah,
considered on
but
the hill
no.
here?
Be here. Don't be there because
Yeah,
that's elevated
I-
ground.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was asking. I didn't know whether that counted as big. Now, does this doesn't count as a gap between them, does it?
Oh yeah,
This
they'd
is
be able to
one-
keyhole you. So put yourself there.
Or on the other side of that right one, you could do.
Yeah,
that.
you could do that too. But that's
Like over here?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a nice little tuck spot. They'd be hard pressed to get there. If they get there, you have other problems.
and like they're not.
Actually-
They have to be the closest thing to shoot at. So
Right,
it's
right.
unlikely, but you never want it to happen to be that way.
No, I strongly concur with that sentiment. All right, now you have done it. You have done the excellent thing. Now let us find out exactly what happened as we go through the preliminary It's actually a preliminary bombardment. You're dropping things on top of them, which is a fun
Oh,
bit
You
of
want
work.
lots of ones.
You would love ones. Ones are your friend.
Oh, Achilles, this might be your thing.
When I need ones, I roll 6s.
Yeah, and again, 6s aren't terrible either, but they are not as sweet as one. So
Ones hurt them.
let's
Oh, why is there a little white thing in the middle of our die?
Huh.
How about now?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. So
I
like-
can't see it, so I've
Take
made
it
it. I've made it go away. All right, so let me.
Okay.
The printing is off. Let me scooch it in a little bit. Let's get some 9 dice, and yeah, Achilles and Destruct is not wrong. You're looking for ones. Ones are nice. You only get 3 though, really. So.
Think of it like you're trying to move.
Ooh, nice.
That's very good. So we'll have to take that punishment out on them very shortly. They will not like that. Now, 2 to 4. For every 2 to 4, which I count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very nice. That will max you out. You are going to be allowed to deploy your combat patrols for Alpha and Bravo. That's what that means. And then, in addition, you are going to be able, on that 5 and 6, to deploy a unit on table behind your start line. So that's 1 unit you're actually going to be putting on the table, so you save yourself the hassle of having to spend an order. So let's start here, though. First thing, deploy your combat patrols for Alpha and Bravo. You have all 3 for each.
Okay. And they can go out anywhere behind the start line?
Anywhere behind the start line. Remember, they do not care about terrain, and they're actually pretty hard to hit.
And I can use these to feint.
Oh, did we
Yes.
we need to define our zones for
Oh,
you?
Yes, please. It's pretty clear to me what you're doing, but go ahead.
Okay,
It's
yeah, we're splitting. The road is going to be the center point,
Yes?
but our zones are going to go diagonally across the board.
Oh, okay. I can see that. The further question is, do you want to have a consolidation point?
Yes, our phase line will be that orchard on our right, up by the BUA there.
So the one that's as we look at it from your side, it's to the left of the BUA near the road.
no.
No.
Oh, the one to the
it's
right.
Do you see where my hand is over?
You are
it's-
blue. Are you blue?
Green.
You're
Green.
green.
It's the
Where's
one
green?
that's right on their side.
Oh gosh, I'm on the. Wait. Where's green? Wiggle yourself just a little bit. Okay, that was the one I was at. So it's there basically. That's your consolidation area.
Yeah.
Copy.
That's our phase line consolidation point.
Got it.
Objective.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And so we're getting all 3 out here. Are we? Are we good? Oh, I see one more missing. There's a Bravo, not on the
Oh
table.
yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking and not
That's
putting.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
And now you are allowed to deploy 1 unit onto the table.
And that's going to be you, bud.
So
By unit, that means platoon.
A
right?
platoon plus any of its attachments, a heavy weapon, an AFV platoon, a weapon section, a gun platoon, or even a combat patrol. But you already have 3 for that company. So.
Yeah.
Or your FOO that can. Be
Yeah, you could deploy your foo.
So
Well,
do
his
you
foo
wanna do that?
his foo should go out, shouldn't it? He gets that for free.
I'm not sure. Does he? Okay, then-
Yeah, he gets his foo for free.
All right, so place that somewhere.
Is that a lyric to a song?
Now remember, he's considered to be deploying into ambush. He is considered to be deploying into ambush.
Oh, okay.
He's all hid. So put him somewhere good and hid.
So do I need to tell you or actually?
Yeah, no, you do put him out. You put him out so everybody can see him, but it's also into ambush, so they have to go get him.
He's going into the second story of this building.
All right, that's
Does he
great.
need to bring his
You
vehicle?
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just stick him in the middle of the BUA because he's automatically considered.
Yeah,
to
the
be
buildings
considered
don't count the same way.
Okay.
That's fine. He's in there.
All right.
So you get 1 unit from
So I
your
think I'm-
Alpha or Bravo.
I'm thinking should bring in third platoon with their attached.
With the Piat?
No, with the third platoon with the machine gun.
Oh, with the machine gun. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and set them right in here so they can move up into that field.
Are you gonna make sure your MMG's in the area or not?
Oh yeah, I could put them in there, couldn't I?
Up to you.
Is there an amount of things that can be in that area?
Just him. No, it's
Yeah.
physical. It's physical space.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Jim, would it be fair to think of the machine gun as just an attachment to
Yeah.
the platoon?
That's exactly what it is. Because as you know, what's going to happen is when that platoon fires, if it's got a machine gun, it's actually the machine gun that fires. And
So don't think of it as like you actually have to position it or anything. It's
Yeah,
attached
no.
to the platoon,
Oh,
and it just
so you
allows
can put it-
rerolls.
you can put it behind them.
no, they have to be on.
No?
They have to be online because we
Have to
will
be
be
online.
determining LOS to them.
Okay.
You could place them any way you want. It just whatever's at the front is what is going to be shooting.
It's centered aside, and you have to have a certain amount. You do have to have more than 50% to be able to shoot too.
So I could do that with the MMG
Yeah.
here in the.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're not taking the carrier, then it'll just not
I
be
don't
there.
think so. No. Yeah.
All right, so he'll come out with whatever. All right, so you're all good. That's it. That's everybody. All right, I will get them back, and I will give them the wonderful news that they get to take some casualties right off the bat.
I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
All right, here we go. And now I'm going to Go get them.
War. It's fantastic.
All right, gentlemen, come on back. I got some great news about artillery for you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
So those 2 ones you rolled, they removes an infantry platoon and an HQ order from your enemies. So it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
As our guy was just relating to their friends, I think we have Chrono and Vance back. So we have interdiction on a successful roll of the attacker on a 1. It represents losses inflicted on the defending battalion. As 2 ones were rolled, this is, as Destruct was just saying, 1 infantry platoon and 1 HQ order is lost. The maximum is 3 ones. The defender may choose which platoon or section to lose from your force. Units lost do not count towards FUBAR. That's it. So you're going to lose, unfortunately, your 1 HQ order. I take it from you. And you do have to lose 1 platoon.
1 platoon. You want to lose 1 from 3rd?
Might as well.
All right.
3 from 3rd.
3rd of the 3rd.
Or 3rd of the 3rd.
3rd. All right, there it is. That is deployment. Well done. It actually happened. I get to take a picture of it. Huzzah. There was
All right, good night, everybody.
Yeah, right. Good night. There was deployment, and nobody died.
Next week we move.
Well,
something.
someone did die.
Yeah,
All the
that's
platoon
true.
died.
What am I saying? I telling lies. All right, we go to the regular turn now. This is actually a nice, pretty straightforward thing, I think. Both of you are going to wind up rolling 9 dice. I don't think anybody's got any modifiers to those dice. And when you roll those 9 dice, that will determine what it is we're about to do for the turn. So, let me get that up here. Whoop.
Now you don't want 1s.
Yeah, now 1s are super not good. So this right here is our battalion O group. Nobody is... Yeah, it's good to go. So if you would please both roll and turn your printing on. Sorry. That's on. Please roll 9d6.
Yep, it's on. Yeah. I don't think we wanted 1s in the first place before, so, you know. Hey, we're avoiding
Go
1s
ones.
still. Go us.
All right, so the CT got 1. Well, we'll do the attackers first because that's fun.
They also got 6s though.
Yeah, they did. But they got to get. Yeah, those are good. So that 1 right there, that means that's a lost order. Nothing good happened. 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of those we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's excellent. What I do now is I go to these orders and I give to Achilles and CT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a pile of orders right there. Okay? Those are your company orders for this turn so far. We then take a look and we see what you get for 6s. And for 6s, you find that you get, that's an HQ order.
Or 6, yeah.
So you got not 1 but 2 6s, which means that's over here.
What can they be used for?
Those
Anything.
they are wild cards. They are available to you to do a simple thing, or remember they, much like the company commander orders, because he gets 1 per turn. Each one gets 1 per turn. They can be used to make somebody do something, a second thing.
Right.
There's a risk to it, but they can do a second thing. All right, now over here, let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them. Well,
All of them.
pretty straightforward. Nice pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There they are.
The HQ orders can also be used in your defensive phase, so they're just like a stack of emergency orders for you.
Yes.
Yep.
That is quite so.
Wait, 6, correct?
What's this?
You only can have 6.
Yes, that's a maximum.
Yes.
For the-
Yes. It maxes at your chain of command. I mean your 6 die.
Yeah. So use them or lose them.
Yeah. Well, from that, yeah, there's a truth to that. There is absolutely truth to that.
You should not be afraid to use your HQ orders. They are very helpful.
Yep, they're very helpful, and in addition, they as you say, they cap. So I doubt you'd want to get stuck with that. It is now time for us to roll for initiative. How do we roll for initiative? You are going to roll 2d6, and regrettably, you get to add how many HQ orders you have. So it's +4, and it is
9?
0. No, it's the HQ. So
Yep,
it's
yep.
Americans at +4, Germans at +2. So 10 to 8. It is up to the British. The British have the choice. You may pass the initiative, or you may take it. If you take it, you get an extra command.
Well, CT, I think we take it, right?
Yeah, I think we take it.
All right, so I'm going to bring over
Never
here.
cede
Look,
the initiative to the enemy, right?
yeah, right.
That's
Now you have 7. Look at that.
Before we continue, you can use your company commander orders to increase your HQ order dice, but you have to do that now.
And as they don't have any, why would they?
You always have 3 company commander orders.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. The actual company commander order can be used to
Why in heaven?
use it up before you start. to
I
increase
guess you
HQ.
could, but wow, where does it say that? I didn't.
I think it's under the company commander section.
Gosh, that would be a very, very steep price to pay to get initiative, which
Well,
I don't know as they want in the first place in this instance.
If you don't have anything to use them for, because remember, you can use it to order something twice, but it can potentially cost you that and 3 extra orders. So if you're not going to use it, you might as well get extra HQ orders.
Yeah, if you're going to get it.
Are you talking about these orders? Or
No,
the actual
remember.
order?
Yeah, the red
Yeah.
order, these red tokens,
Yep.
you spend them to increase. You can roll a die and see if you increase the HQ order, basically.
I'm confused, but I'll be quiet.
I'm looking for the page now.
Also
Yeah.
confused.
So you did not just help. That did not help. Okay, we're going to keep
There are
going.
no red
Just-
orders out there, as far as I know.
No, he's talking about the fact that, remember, each of your company commanders does have a single order, right? They've got these here are the ones you rolled for overall, but there are also these red orders. They're these different color things, and each company commander is keeping one in his pocket that he can give out. And they apparently, although I can't find it to save my life, can be used to influence initiative. We're not going to worry about that. We're moving on. So with that, CT or Achilles, you have initiative. You have these orders. It's your go.
Okay. So we do these one at a time, right? So
Yes.
CT go.
And you do all the things subject only to reactions from the Germans.
Jim, page 25, 7.1.
Thank you.
Okay, CT.
So we're not handing out orders.
The British are the active player. They are currently ordering their troops to do something. You can order your troops to react to whatever they're doing. But remember, if you spend those when it comes to your active phase, you won't have them.
Right.
Okay. So CT, you know what you were going to do to start with, right?
Yes. So I can use an order to.
You can move you can move these combat patrol things, right? With those orders.
Oh, yes. That's a key piece. That's the key thing
Yes.
they do. That's movement.
So that guy is going to move up to try to drive that one off.
Okay, well, the key is he doesn't drive anybody off, but he moves up.
Okay.
If he gets to within 8 inches, that means he can't go any farther forward.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically try to get within 8 inches of that.
All right, so
That's
what you
fine.
do, and the way this is done, is you take a marker. You've done it. Thank you. You stick it next to him, and now you roll 2d6. And then you get to about there. It's center to center. So, you just move him there. All right, they are pretty much okay. That's it. Nothing to react to there.
Keep the token with him so you know he ordered it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the...
yeah, he's spent, yeah.
All right, continue Achilles, CT.
Let's see. You want to move some of yours up,
Yeah,
Achilles?
I'm gonna move this one.
All right. How far would you? What is his tactical bound? Where do you want him to go to?
And he's going to within 8 inches of this.
Okay, so he's trying to do the same thing. Got it. 2d6. That's plenty, I would think. You see where I am? Just bring him up there. And it's center to center, so there you go.
There.
Continue.
Remove this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to go to try to get within 8 inches of that one.
The combat
Sensing
control.
a theme. I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to attack you, Chrono.
He didn't quite get there. He saw there was a lot of open ground. He wasn't too nuts about that. Got 4 left.
Go ahead, Kelly's.
All right. Okay. We'll try to push this one in this direction. Well, he's not going to go very far.
A little more hesitant.
Hesitance, the word we're looking for.
He liked being in those trees. It was a nice spot.
Thick
Just
underbrush.
like-
He's not, he's like, why do I got to leave the trees to where there's probably Germans?
I liked it there.
3 left.
Plus your
Right.
HQ if you want to use it.
Yeah.
But if they use up all theirs, you get them in our reaction.
Correct.
Well, no, they have 4 HQ orders.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've got their 3 from their company commanders, and they've got the 4 here.
Right. Okay.
So we're not out yet, Vance.
No, I was just.
No, it's a great. No, it's a good.
What's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Should I move these guys up?
I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do we push out? The only ways we can make this thing, for example, go away is we either have to shoot at it or we have to move an actual unit within a certain range.
Contact it. You have to contact it. If you contact it, it just poofs.
It is absolutely worth shooting off combat patrols because they can only take 1 shock. And
So I could move and shoot.
Yes, that is the thing.
Let us do that.
2d6 is put the marker on them. The movement is 2d6.
where are they going?
Yeah, what is your tactical bound?
They don't want to go any farther than the edge.
They like that nice little hedge there. That's a nice little covery hedge.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to get them there. Well, they'll get to shoot them. Oh, it's better than I thought.
Look at CT getting stuck in.
Look at him go.
I don't think the combat patrol counts for any like sort of
Nope.
like obscuring your shot or anything.
No,
so
it's a couple of guys. Yeah. All right, yay! We get to do some shooting. That's very cool. These boys have a machine gun with them, which means they get to roll. The way this works, they've got a 6d6, and each one of these guys that they brought with them, well, they give a bonus reroll. We have rerolls. Yeah, that's right, kids.
when do you take the reroll?
Right. When is that? I'm not sure. Wait, yes, I am sure. It's only people who are slightly slower invested in the metric system aren't sure. Where'd my modifiers
I
go?
can hear the
Hey.
screaming all the way from Cornwall.
There's 2 people with the metric system in this group.
Oh, that's true. There they are. They're on the right side. That's right. So, is it a close range target? No, it is not. But you did move. You did move, which means you're down to -4. You are not shock damage. You're not green. That you are not suppressed. That target is in cover, which means you will have to roll a spotting die, which goes to their saving throw. And where's the roll for?
Also, combat patrols are always obscured.
Oh, that's the rule. They're always obscured, so it doesn't matter. So very good. And that then goes to the morale check. Got it. All right. So the bottom line is 4d6, and you are desperately looking for a 4 or better. 2. Now you get to attempt the saving throw, and that comes from this morale test chart. These dudes are considered regulars, and they are always considered obscured, as was said, so they save on a 3+. 2 to save a 3+.
Ready? I think that's technically one of mine. So. Oh, only saved one.
All right,
And
so
it's gone.
it goes away, and it goes back into your bin, so you don't lose it. You can deploy it later. That's how shooting works.
Yeah. And now you've conveniently blown a hole in their defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, and certainly in their ability to peek at you.
Jim, so because CT rolled a 1, theoretically he could have re-rolled that if he needed another hit. Right, on his attack there, his 4 dice, because he has a machine gun attached. Is that how it works?
Correct. That is
Yeah.
correct. Thank you for reminding me of that. He rolled those dice, and he would have been entitled to re-roll both of them.
Because the machine gun's
Yeah. Well, the way it
Yeah.
works is the machine gun is doing the shooting, but these guys are throwing in extra support now.
Gotcha.
All right. So you've got 2 left.
All right, Achilles. Is that using combat patrol?
Yeah. Okay. So I can't do one of the ones I've already done, right? Has to be-
Correct. If you do want to do that, you've got to use one of your company commander orders or your HQ orders.
And it can cost you a lot.
Yeah, you have to roll for it, and it can get real expensive real fast depending on what you roll.
Okay. All right. So let's move this guy, and we're looking. Let's see. We're looking to get to there, basically.
Got it. 2d6. Seven.
It's
This is
very
looking
weird
just
not
like Chain of
doubling
Command.
stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of
It's not.
them.
Yeah, it's weird not doubling things.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the weird part is not doubling.
Jim's trained us well.
I have.
This reminds me of when I first started with Chain of Command and the awkwardness of I don't know what to do in the patrol phase, so I'm just moving things to find out what happens. But then it
I
gets
had
really
to- I had
fun
to-
once you figure out what to do.
I hate to tell you, CT, but I still do that. Chain of Command.
That could explain much. You've got one. You've got one regular order left.
All right.
So
What do
we
you
either
think,
hold
man?
it in reserve, but we got 4 of these guys, so I don't think we really need to hold it.
Well, you've got one combat patrol still remaining.
I do. I also have a question just because I have to ask.
Of course.
Should I want to shoot, smoke from this mortar? How do I do that?
Okay, first of all, do me a favor. Just because it's purely aesthetic, it means nothing. Put them out on the board somewhere.
You're gonna declare that you want to do smoke.
Don't put them there. Don't put them there. That's boring. Put them up here. Put them up here. You can't shoot at them.
Okay.
We're war gamers. We care about the aesthetics.
Yeah, it's aesthetic. All right.
Yeah.
So if
And
you
there's
wanted
no
to do that,
range
it would
on-
require 2 orders, and you would need to have a deployed foo that could see, or you would need to have a company commander who could see. The company commander is less accurate, and it would cost you again 2 actions. So you'd have to burn one of your company actions. Oh, no, the company commander can't do it if he's done it. So it would take an HQ action.
Okay. Oh, because it's a new target, so it's 2 orders.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, I don't really need to do it then, because I don't really have a target. Although I could target a combat patrol if I wanted.
Sure, you can put it anywhere. Well, if you can't.
The smoke is anywhere.
Yeah, you talking about smoke? Or you talking about trying to hit it with HE?
Well, now if I can hit it with HE,
Yes, you can hit it with.
Yeah,
HE.
sure can.
but smoke,
Yeah.
Do we keep track of our mortar shots because there's a replenish order.
That's if you're low on ammo. That's a specific result. From
Yeah, that's
your
if you
die
roll a certain way.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm not going to use that on that. I think I'll use the last order, my last combat patrol.
Okay. 2d6. What's your bound?
He is going to go up to within 8 of this guy.
All right.
Going this way, though.
Hmm.
So somewhere
so-
about there.
There you go.
we have to keep in mind our zones, right?
Yep, sure do.
Does it? But the boundary, say for example, his left boundary,
Mm-hmm.
we could have made that as wide as we wanted.
Of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so he's fine then.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. He didn't get
I mean, I
wet.
didn't
Any
go
way you like,
far,
guys.
All right. So call it there and flip it over to the other side.
Take off the borders so you
Yeah,
know
that's
you can
that. I was about to do that. Wait for me. Flip it over to the other side? Question mark.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. What about you, CC?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can-
This is, and the reason I wanted to emphasize this, it was kind of a mind screw to me at the first instance. You do take your used orders off because everybody now that was previously ordered can do a reaction. Now, none of the guys that are on the combat patrols are going to be able to do that, but these deployed guys can, depending on the nature of the order and what happens. So
And they can react one time.
yes, well, they can react twice if you use it off a company order.
Okay.
HQ order or a company order?
Both. They're the same. I just assume you'd rather use a company order first since they replenish automatically every turn. Not necessarily the case with the HQ.
And these company orders are not these green ones that we rolled for. They're
No,
the red
they are
ones.
these red ones. You must imagine them in the pocket of each of your company commanders.
So even though they're called company orders over here on the chart, they're not actually company orders.
So basically, you have three types of orders. You have a battalion order.
Yes.
You have a
Yep.
company order, and then you have these. I don't know what we'll call
The
it.
regular orders.
Regular
just
orders.
Regular order.
Except on the chart, they're called company orders.
They are because they're specific to the company. Yeah, that's right.
It usually helps me that I don't look at the charts. That's,
So battalion orders,
They just confuse me. Just
battalion orders, then maybe commander orders.
Well, no, I think you should just come up with a better name for these, because I like calling these company orders because they are coming from the company
Company
HQ
commander.
or HQ orders maybe.
The HQ orders and the regular orders are pretty much used the same.
Yeah.
It's only the company orders that have that special, you can do things twice and it costs you extra stuff.
Right.
Okay.
call them force orders or something.
Yeah. All right, over to the Germans.
I have two requests from you, Barth.
Yes?
I'd like to use a deploy order.
Yeah, you want to move in here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna put number 2's combat patrol back down.
Eight.
Has to be within.
8 inches.
Yep.
8 inches of your.
18, I thought.
No,
It is 18.
It's 18 even for the point. Okay, there it is. I'm going to shut up on that one because I thought it was smaller for that, but okay.
For combat patrol, it says it's 18.
Yep, there it is. Because that's what it says right there in the
I'll just put
chart
it
thing.
behind these woods so you can't get shot at. Right off the bat.
They're learning.
It's learning.
Look at Chrono go.
It brings a tear to my eye.
Then can I take one more?
Sure, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna activate this guy to move, and he's going to try and get into this building area right here.
He's not within noise.
He has just enough space to get in.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Which is the whole point. Which is
Chrono's been measuring.
He's been using his ruler.
Is that allowed? I feel like that's cheating.
movement with the modifier.
The
2D
Fletcher
it's 2d6,
Pratt
there is
ground
none.
warfare.
Oh, no modifier.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's right, dude.
Just 2d6 and he goes.
5 inches should do it.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. And remember, that's a single BUA, so
He's now occupado.
it's occupado.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Kind of.
there's some
There's a
guys.
couple guys.
There are some guys in there. Yeah.
4 guys with a radio in there.
Hans. and
Radio.
Franz.
What do you think we are, America?
It's a can with a string going back into the woods.
That I believe.
Much sauerkraut.
May not be far wrong.
Hans and Franz.
Yeah.
They had a little too much of their methamphetamine chocolate, and they ran forward.
So if we deploy,
Mm-hmm.
we can't move, but we can shoot?
Yep.
Yes. But you count as having moved.
Yep.
Right.
Because you scooched up there.
So I'm wondering, what do you think, Chrono? Move this guy forward to here-ish?
Yeah, you might as well.
try to
Right,
keep
well-
8 inches. These guys 8 inches back.
Yeah, might as well. Although the issue, the threat is if these guys somehow get eliminated, that means then we can't deploy into this area until we throw another patrol out.
Well, the other thing is I could deploy and shoot his combat patrols.
That's true. But I don't know how helpful that would be at this point. I mean,
What about deploying this guy?
you could deploy that guy and shoot these patrols up. Try and
Shoot,
get this
shoot
patrol
this
out.
guy to pieces.
Right now, just to be clear, you can't see him. That's
Are
at.
they in the orchard or not in the orchard?
It doesn't matter. Remember, you can see to the end of the orchard, but not out of it.
Okay. We had to move him up.
He has the exact same rule in GDA.
Okay. I thought if
we
you're
can't
in
really
it, you
just-
can see out of it.
Nope. Mm-mm. That's a special. It's a scenario-specific rule in this case, but I'm familiar with the language from several scenarios for GDA.
Okay.
Usually, it's
doing that wrong.
usually you got to be within 1 inch of the edge, but
If I move here-ish, where's 8 inches?
No,
Okay,
walk
but I have a
around.
question for you then.
mm-hmm.
If you can see into and through to the end,
Mm-hmm.
if you had British deployed, they could shoot at the combat patrol
Where?
Why?
in that orchard.
No. Oh, yeah. Well,
Can't see out
yes.
the other side.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, because they're here, these guys could shoot these guys. Absolutely.
But consequently, then the Germans could also shoot at the British if they deploy
No.
into that combat.
Oh, if they deploy here, if they get into
Yeah,
the
but-
orchard, yeah,
Okay, but if they're
you can see
am
through.
I just not explaining what I'm?
Right now,
It's not relevant.
They-
Keep moving. Keep moving. I don't care.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Well, no, this is important.
Okay, if the players think it's important, go ahead. Show me with this. With that. Yeah.
so are these guys in the orchard? Or
Yes,
outside?
those guys are in the orchard.
Okay.
And so they
So-
can be seen by the British outside the orchard.
Yes.
And therefore shot at.
Yes.
So therefore they must be able to shoot back at the British.
Not true. No.
LOS.
How?
No, it's not. It is.
How are those two things mutually exclusive?
It is exactly the same thing he does in GDA 2. You can see through the orchard, but not past it.
Yes.
So it's as
Okay, if the British can shoot
edge
into it at the
here-
Germans, and the Germans can't shoot out of it at the British currently, how does that line of sight work?
English, the English language. It's what they do. It's what he does.
It doesn't sound right. But
Does anyone else not like?
No, I get what you're saying. I don't sound right to me either.
Just parse the sentence. I mean, okay, then tell me what it means.
I can't read it. I don't have the sentence.
Well, I
If you can, if
Okay,
you can see,
no. Don't use your words. They're meaningless.
I'm
You
go- I'm
use the
going
words
into-
of the
I'm-
scenario.
I'm going into the terrain rules.
No. This is a special scenario rule. I've said that. So stop saying what you want to say and stop reading what it's a simple sentence.
It
All
literally
woods are
makes
orchard.
absolutely
Line
no
of
sense.
sight.
You can shoot at someone. They can't. They have to be able to shoot back
No,
at you.
no. Line of sight goes through to the far edge and no further.
What's the beginning of that sentence?
All woods are orchards.
That just seems
So-
stupid.
So
Okay.
if they-
Incredibly
okay.
dumb.
Makes no
All
sense.
right, all right, all of y'all hush for a second. All right, so if he was on the edge of that orchard,
In or
can
out?
fire
Just
out,
checking. In or
and
out?
he can be fired on.
Yeah. mhm,
Okay. All right. If he's outside the orchard out here,
Mhm.
then he can't be seen at all.
Correct.
Okay. If he's inside the orchard but he's not at the edge, okay, he can't shoot out,
Yep.
but he could be shot from outside of it
hmm
because I can see everything into the orchard. I just can't see to the other side of it.
Yep.
But if he's in the orchard, he can't see beyond the edge of the orchard.
Yep.
Is that the correct?
That's what
Is that-
that's what the sentence reads. Line of sight goes through
Okay.
to the far edge and no further.
All right. Well, then I at least understand that. I'm not saying it's necessarily logical, but that's at least makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Okay.
That's insane. I would never have deployed there then.
Okay, you deployed there.
Alright. Anyway.
Yeah, it seems,
It's totally
So
counterintuitive.
or it
Yep.
seems like it's missing a sentence that should say, unless you're inside the orchard, in which case you can see out of it.
That's not what he
It doesn't have
intends.
that.
He intends
Yeah.
this. I'm confident of it.
I
That makes no
disagree
sense, though, Jim.
entirely.
It's
Okay, come up with an alternative reading of a simple English
Well-
sentence, which is rare for him, I confess.
Which
No, I
reminds
agree with
me of the
you're interpreting what he said right, but it's
it
it's
reminds
insane.
me of the thing. What is it? Is it GDA where if you're both inside the woods, you
Yeah.
can see a lot further
Yeah.
than if one of you's in and
Yes.
one of you's out.
Yes.
It's the same idea.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if
No,
we
it's
were
not, because
both
if
in
you're
the
both
orchard,
inside,
we
you
could see
can-
all of it.
if you're both
So-
in the orchard, you can see each other.
Yeah. But if one of us is and one of us is not, then it blocks LOS for one of us.
And and again, for what it's worth, in the regular rules, that's not the rule. It's just he keeps it simply at an inch. I think what he's getting at is that at a certain point you just attenuate vision so much you can't see. But
Okay.
continue.
It is what it is. Move on.
It's just true.
Right. Well, I'm going to use one order to try and move this. Combat is close to 8 inches with that one. And this
Go, Ruby. 2d6.
And it's center to center, you say?
It is, please.
Yeah.
You got more than
Wow.
enough, I should
Oh,
think.
somebody's already got that.
Well,
ET's much quicker at it than I am.
You got 10 inches. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. This guy's already kind of locked here, so
Yeah, he's stuck. Well, he can't come
move.
anywhere farther forward. That's hard to
There's
see.
no
Move
lines.
laterally.
Yeah,
You can swing
You can
laterally.
scooch sideways. Yeah. You got to put
Go
a.
backwards.
Did you put a marker on that dude?
I got to put a marker on that dude.
All right. Next.
Do you want to, I don't know, murder one of theirs with a mortar?
A murdering. He wants to commit a murdering.
You might as well try. Yeah,
Yeah, let's see what happens with that.
we're all learning here. We're all
Yeah.
learning here.
What will be your action
Yeah.
now? What will you do? What are you deploying?
We have a FOO who wants to
A
shoot a
fool.
mortar.
Where is the FOO?
He's a foo fighter.
He
He's
is
hiding.
going-
You,
The-
he
the
can see you, but you
fool.
can't see him.
so he's basically coming off ambush, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we just reveal when we. place
Exactly.
it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So where are you hiding him?
He's in this building.
Very good.
Shocked.
Shocked I am. So what's he?
Shocked.
What's Fu gonna try to do?
He's gonna
Fight.
try to drop a mortar.
On.
You're right.
These guys,
What would your
gonna
food
drop
do?
it on these guys?
Might as well drop it on them. They're in the open, and we can see them. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that's-
Let's do whatever we can do over here.
Over there. All right. So and now you do have a choice. I shudder to ask: are you calling just for your mortars, or are you calling for artillery?
But let's call for the battalion mortars. I think it'll be easier than trying to get regimental division on the phone.
Battalion mortars, yeah.
I'm asking.
80 millimeter, 81 millimeter.
Yeah, you're just you're calling them in. Where's my?
I think you had it. I think it's on the other
Did
side.
I flip
Yeah.
it? Did I flip it the
Yeah.
wrong way?
Hey, there it is.
There it is, indeed.
You better hope Oberst.
Yeah, the
like
spotter
it.
has LOS. He clearly does. It's in a. Yeah, we know where it is.
It's elevated.
Yeah, it's elevated, so he's got a 50-inch range. Good lord. This is the accuracy modifier. Same aim point. No, unfortunately not. Is this? No, the commander is a foo. So that is perfect. Is the aim point is it 40 inches out by chance?
No, it's under 30.
Much closer. Okay, good. That's good. That helps you. That's it. So it is a 2d6. If you roll a 7 or better, it is a zeroed in shot. If it is a 3 to a 6, it is harassing fire. Don't roll a 2.
Why do you do that?
Sorry.
Ooh, that's really good.
Oh, that is a critical hit. Well done. That gives you a plus 1d6 firepower. This is okay. You do realize you're using this on. You're using. So what we would usually do, since you have hit, Everybody within 4 inches. Oh, you dropped it on everybody. Yes, you did.
I
Yeah.
did everybody. I just based-
I missed that part. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You thought he was
So
dropping it on
so
a
it drops on a combat
patrol?
patrol, and it drops on the those boys.
Yeah.
All those boys get a love tap to the tune of 6d6. I don't think there's any other modifiers.
So that's 66 for the combat patrol and 66.
Yes,
then
yes,
for the
yes.
thing.
Quite right,
It's
quite
on
right.
the
Quite right.
platoon. It's on the platoon, right? Not the.
Yeah, it's on a platoon because the hits are all aggregated to the platoon,
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, perfect.
and everything hits on a 4+. So 6d. Well, who do you want to do first?
Sorry, my firepower is. I'm trying to figure out where your 66. My
Critical
firepower
hit.
is 5.
You
Right,
got a
you
critical
got it.
Yeah,
hit.
you roll a critical.
You rolled an 11, which is a critical hit. So it gets an extra d6.
You did wonderfully. Will you hit the platoon or will you hit the combat patrol?
Let's hit the platoon first.
66. Looking for force.
Oh, well done.
Oh
How
dear.
about 4 of them?
That's that would indeed be 4 of them. We'll now look at the morale because that's the next thing they got to deal with. Where's my morale test? Oh, that's right. They're green.
No, it's not that chart. It's down here.
Oh,
The
that's
orange
right. They have
section.
to. Yes, they have to deal with the blowy uppy one, don't they? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Morale test. And
It's
it is zeroed
fundamentally
in.
the same.
And they're I think they are. So this is. But why do they have the? Tell me, why do they have this 3?
That's for
That harassing and
Oh, that's
yeah,
for
right.
harassing. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Harassing.
so you got 3d6 looking to cover a 4+.
46.
Oh, you hit them 4 times. Forgive me.
Yeah.
I know, 4 times.
4d6 hoping to hit a 4+.
Oh.
2.
That's not bad.
No, that makes them, however, hesitant. There's going to be a morale check coming on here, which we're going to talk about in a second. But let's figure out 6d6 against our little combat patrol here.
Lots.
3. So 3 to block 4+.
That's enough. Out.
So that one goes
Goes
back
back
to
in your
that goes
pool.
to the bin. Now you have a not pleasant choice because there is a morale test that follows after this. Because you get the 2 shock. Yes, no, there is no excess shock here.
No, and it's not regimental or division.
Oh, that's right. It's regimental or divisional that has to do it. So that does leave them with the situation of being hesitant, and that's it. All right. Good shot. Continue.
Hold on.
And now that point you can fire again at,
Yeah.
and it only costs you 1.
Yeah.
One.
So, question: at what point in that process could I have reacted?
You
had I
cannot.
wanted to react?
Not to that.
Okay.
I mean,
But we can only do that once per turn, right?
Could they not react with draw?
I thought withdrawal was only from people running at you in close combat.
No, I'm not sure of the QRS.
No. In your original, when you were going through the rules, you said you could.
Yeah, it's
something
after
you
the
could run
enemy
out of
unit
the
has
box.
finished its action.
So you can withdraw now if you wanted.
Yeah.
Which you may
I
want
would
to
not
because
like
you're. Okay. If you get initiative next turn, we're going to keep hammering you.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Are you done? Or you want to move this guy over here?
This guy's pretty much locked. Well, I think I'll move this guy up to try and keep
Just
him.
it doesn't swing this way, yeah.
Keep him from maneuvering laterally too much. Although, I mean, I could just leave this guy in the woods. So he has to swing either way far out to get past this guy. And then this guy's in the woods, I can deploy.
Yep,
on the
I
edge.
agree. Yep.
Alright.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I think that's about all. Let me
Wanna
double check
save
the
our
actions
form?
list.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think these are going to be wasted there in a minute. So I'm trying to think of anything else we want to do.
So yeah, when we're done, that's the end of the turn, or
Yep.
how does it turn?
Mm-hmm.
There's a regroup phase.
Yeah, there's a regroup which doesn't amount to much, but yeah.
Right. So if we don't use these things now, they're wasted.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but I
the,
can't-
the 2 things you can do as reactions Germans is you can shoot guns or you can withdraw. So if you don't have any guys deployed to shoot guns, you can't react with them.
I can't. I don't think I have. I don't want to throw anyone on the board just yet. So I think that's about all.
I think that's about all we want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to try to call in this guy.
You can't.
We.
You're-
one or
you're-
the other.
Yeah,
It's-
your
it's-
foo has
Oh, it's
already
one or the
activated.
other.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you only have one phone line. You only have one phone line.
No, I thought the company commanders could call in. They can only, it's only one or the other.
You have to choose whether you want to do artillery or battalion mortars per turn.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes, I think we're done.
All right.
We're done.
Pick-
Could we react with something after that?
The only thing you can do would be withdraw these guys.
We cannot react with fire from our foo.
No.
No.
Okay.
Nice try.
I gotta ask, or I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's a fair question.
And
Yeah.
and why could these guys not react in fire?
They can
Are they
only
outside of
the
it?
only
They don't have a
reaction they
target.
have to do is to withdraw.
They currently don't see anybody, CT.
Yeah,
Right.
They don't have a
Artillery
target.
shells just started coming in amongst the platoon. So they can run away, but they don't see anybody to shoot.
Gotcha.
Like, there's a couple of guys peering out a window with binoculars, very far away. So
Mm-hmm.
However, if they listen to the Achilles way of war, we just blow all those buildings.
Demolishing all structures.
I mean, historically, it's what they did. Like, if you had church steeple, I don't want to anymore.
That's right. The very first thing we do is level all the buildings.
Yeah, well, that is a known fact. Yeah. All right.
Very American.
Please to pick up all the green markers. All green markers should be picked up, because none of them count anymore. Regroup is a lot like that final phase with the 18 inches in I Ain't Been Shot Mum. The attackers get 2 action, the defenders get 1, with units that have not received orders this turn. And I think just about everybody moved or did something.
Yeah.
You can use it to rally those. So, like, had you not activated this platoon, you could have rallied them now.
Yes. Well, you can do anything you want really with that. If you got
So wait, I'm sorry. What are the options for this again?
if you haven't done anything, that's the key.
Uh-huh.
You may
Okay.
move 2d6, 3d6 rally, or deploy to a CP.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, but you
So
can't.
the Germans technically haven't moved some of their combat patrols, so could deploy on them if they wanted to.
Yep.
We haven't moved this one, that one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
but we choose. Not
But they could have done that with the markers that they had.
Yeah, I just mean like
Yeah.
technically.
Sure.
Okay. And like our foo didn't do anything other than deploy, but that deploying is an action, right?
Yes. Deployment is an action. Yes. Now that foo though should have been should have been out at the beginning. Remember? So he was
Yeah,
out
he
there. Yeah, he was out there already.
Oh yeah, that's right. He started already. So
Yeah.
so if there were one of those things that he was eligible to do, he could do.
Yes, he could.
do something.
He could move 2d6. He could rally, which isn't really relevant. Well, it is relevant to him because you can suppress him, and then not deploy. So,
Right. Okay.
all right, we've picked up all the pieces. We then go to top of 2. Hooray! Turn 2. We made it through a turn. That was a turn, by the way.
yeah, I think.
It's 10 though.
Yeah, Martha's
I gotta-
a pumpkin.
All right, who do we have a sub for Barth? Who do we got a sub? Let's get a sub in here. We're doing 2 turns. Who's here? OJ.
OJ, you still around?
Yeah, I'm here.
OJ fell asleep.
Oh no,
Okay.
OJ's here.
There you go.
All right, we
Okay,
can make
great.
it. We'll do 2 turns. Barth, sleep well. Five con Dios.
Hi guys.
All right.
Good night,
Alright.
Vance.
Here we go. So the first thing we do, we then figure out. Yeah, we just do 9 dice. 9 dice both ways, please. I'm looking
OJ,
at
take
the
Vance.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Wow.
Lacy.
This here is a hesitant company. This here is 2 HQ orders. Ah! I don't know.
The allies contain multitudes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We are Legion. And 1, 2, 3, 4 orders. So please take 4 from your pile.
I have. It looks like I have 2 missed orders.
Let's have a
6
look here.
force orders and 1 HQ order.
Why, that is a true statement, Chrono.
Yay.
Take 6. 6 for you. 6, sir. Now, let's talk about, because I did look it up, and Destruct was quite right. Here's what you can do. You can take your HQ orders, if you wish, and you can sort of throw them out on the table and gamble them in the initiative phase. They only go 50-50, that'll work for you. But you can throw as many out as you want. For every one that works, you get a +1 to your initiative roll. Just bearing that in mind. Because in the meanwhile, we got to go for initiative, which tells us 6.
One.
Where's your... Oh, I took your die away. That was bad. 6 to 1.
Oh, I had meant increasing HQ orders,
Yeah.
but that too.
Yeah.
That I'm not talking about initiative. I'm talking about like actually giving yourself more HQ orders.
Yeah, you can give yourself... Well, that's what that net does. Yeah. But you were speaking about it in the terms of the initiative phase. So, plus... So anyway, Chrono, did you want to do something like that? Or?
I don't think so, because they're still at +6. So
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a long walk, and you got a bunch of orders anyway. So it's +6 to a +1 on a 2d6 for initiative.
Maybe I'll roll high and they'll roll low.
13.
Nope.
No. All right. So allies, I think you're first. Yeah.
They have to figure out
We
which
have to
company is
choose a-
hesitant.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you so much for that. And that I believe is a random thing. So
Yep.
1, 2, 3, it is A, and 4, 5, 6, it is B.
Oh, that sucks. We don't get to choose.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Yeah, because we would have chosen C.
Yeah.
The ones that are not appearing.
That's not what we needed.
All right. A has gone hesitant. Let us remember that if things that go hesitant, where did they actually say what it does? I was gonna
Yeah,
read
you
it
can't
off.
deploy onto combat patrols. You can't move forward. You can rally, and that's practically it. Or shoot.
Yeah, you can shoot. I was going to say that's kind of a big deal. You get to shoot, but you may not deploy onto combat patrols, and you may not advance to the enemy.
That makes sense for like more British. Like, all right, Chile, we're gonna stop for a minute and take stock.
Of course, you may back up. Let that be said.
Yes.
So with
Drop pinned down. Yep.
and do not forget, you have 6 HQ commands
Yep.
at the battalion commands, and each of your company commanders still has it in his pocket, hesitant or not. So you've got 2 out there as well as these 4. But it is your turn. Go.
Okay.
Oh, did they grab their extra one for winning initiative?
Oh, thank you. Good reminder. Good
I got it
kibitz.
here.
You got one? Good.
CT, you're going to want to read number 3 in the yellow section for rallying and how that would impact
Yes.
potentially.
You may do a 1d6 or a 3d6 rally. 1d6 allows shooting, 3d6 does not, but it does allow a 1d6 withdrawal.
Yeah, I'm going to do the one where I can shoot and rally.
All right, well, that's a 1d6 rally. You want to get a 4 or better.
No.
No. At whom do you wish to shoot?
I'm pretty sure if you fail, you rally. Oh, never mind.
Choose.
No, rally if you're suppressed, you got to bugger off.
Sorry, it's if you fail that roll, you can either rally a shock, or move or fire. So he still can.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's- yeah,
choice.
it's an or. Good point. Yep.
Oh, and it's like QRS. If I had used a company commander action, I could re-roll a failed roll once.
Would you like to do that?
Why not? We
No,
got it.
you have to do that when you're doing that order.
Yeah, he gets to do it.
Okay.
We are learning.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, come on,
I-
man. Come on, man.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
But this is a
Alright.
gamble, right?
Yeah, because might cost you extra.
Yeah, no. He's getting to use his. I'm letting him use his company order.
Yeah, it's a company commander action.
Yeah,
So he has
I
to
get
use
it, but it's
company
not.
commander.
That's only if it's extra. It's not
Yeah,
extra.
he has to roll to see if it's extra.
No, it's
When you
not
do a
extra.
company commander action.
I took
You have
the-
to roll to see if it's extra.
That's no. That's only if you're trying to do something twice.
No, that's anytime you use the company commander action, which he's using right now in order to do the reroll.
I don't think you're right, but I'll find out.
I don't know. No, I can't tell you.
If using a company
Don't
commander
speak.
action,
Stop speaking and quote rules.
I'm looking at.
Then don't
Or-
speak and find rules. You're wasting time.
All right,
I
look
know.
at the QRS.
I-
It's under the QRS under rally.
I don't even know where that is.
Okay, yellow actions.
This
thing.
action enables the steady commander to issue a second. Oh, is that really? It's only second.
If using a company commander action, you may re-roll a failed roll.
And then go to number 6, which is the company
I'm
commander
actually
action.
reading. I'm actually reading the rule.
Okay.
Huh.
Where's that?
Well, that's interesting. So, huh. That's interesting. I was under the impression that they were simply pass around. Oh, is it HQ orders that you can just pass around like any others?
Yeah, HQ orders are just like normal orders.
I see. So it isn't so much what you were talking about. It's the fact that it's always a second action. That's interesting. This action of it enables a steady company commander to issue a second action to an infantry FE. Huh.
They're hesitant, so they're not steady anyway.
Yeah.
So, as I understand this, then we're considered first rate or second rate.
No, and actually, that hesitant thing doesn't affect the company commander. He only gets under steady if you shoot him.
Okay.
Pretty sure of that too. So,
I don't know, but let's just go with that. That seems logical.
yeah.
Are we first rate? Or
Yes, everybody
first
here is
rate.
first rate. Yep.
All
Just
right,
you,
so
Achilles. You're a
if-
first-rate guy.
I know. So if he rolls a 1 to 3, then we lose 2 orders.
It costs you 2 additional orders. Yep.
Right, and if he rolls a 4 to 5, we lose 1 order.
Yep.
And if he rolls a 6, it doesn't cost us anything.
Correct.
Nothing extra. It still costs
Nothing
you.
extra.
Well,
it still costs you a company commander order and 1 order to do this.
Right. So let's see. So if you do this, it's going to cost us this and one of these.
Yeah.
The bare minimum.
Okay, bare minimum. And if you roll the worst possible case, 1 to 3, it's going to cost us 2 more of these.
Correct.
And you still have to get the reroll.
Yeah.
Your opportunity cost there, if you just use a standard order, you failed your roll, so you could choose to either move, or to shoot, or just to rally and stay put.
Gotcha. So I'd probably just want to use a normal order then.
Normal order. And what will you do
And-
with that normal order?
We'll rally.
So you just take 1 of your hits off.
Mm-hmm. There it is. Continue.
You have a rousing speech
That's all right.
I feel like you can hear him.
over the shell, over the 80 millimeter.
Yeah, or
mortar.
the shooting.
All right. Now let's see. Okay.
Yeah, steady only applies to the individual unit.
Now with these combat patrols,
Mm-hmm.
if I move one of them, then I can't deploy off of it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's.
Remember that the combat troll in the field and the combat troll in the other field are technically in cover.
This one and.
Well,
yeah.
doesn't
Yes.
matter. It doesn't matter though because they're always obscured anyway.
I meant if he deploys onto them, at least the infantry will be in cover when they get out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And at this point they can't see. Okay. All right. I'm going to deploy off of that one.
Ooh, saucy.
Let's stir up the pot.
Sure thing.
Poke the hornet's nest, for God's sake.
Right.
Stir up the
Um,
hornet's nest.
something.
Poke
Burn
the
it to
pot.
the ground, Achilles.
Yeah, do one of those metaphors.
Ooh.
Okay.
Who comes out?
And it's just a single unit. Is that correct?
Yes, the platoon. And you got to center it there. Good job, right there. Perfect.
You can put the other 2 though anywhere around the one that you centered on. Just one of the sections has to be on the thing.
Within
But I
two-
don't have to bring them all out. I can just bring out one. Right?
Well, you
No,
have to bring out the platoon. That's what comes out.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is you can move the sections around the one
Oh, I
that you've
see.
centered on the combat
I
patrol.
mean, like this one, I can
Yeah.
put it like this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trick though is you're going to screw up your arc of fire. You do not want to be doing that unless you absolutely have to, because then you're going to start losing. You're only 2d6 per section, so you're making a choice if you do that.
If you tilt the two end ones out, the platoon arc does extend out that way.
Yeah, but it's going to be base by base for range too.
All right, but my arc of fire is 100 is straight across, right?
No, it's 45 out.
What?
Yeah, it's 45
Yeah.
degrees out.
The front. Yep.
Okay, well that sucks. All right.
So you could theoretically center the end one and go on like a diagonal facing out if you wish.
Yeah, I could have put them. I can put them in like any kind of facing, right? So
Mhm.
I could do it this way.
Yep.
And then like that.
Just one of your sections of your platoon needs to
It's
be
gonna
under
be
where the
Yeah.
circle
So
was.
so that one can be on the other end if it wants to be.
Oh, I see. I don't. It doesn't have to be the middle.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this one was where the CP was.
Mhm,
So.
yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right. Then now they're deployed. The only thing they could do is fire. They can't move, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, we got range on this, so we're going to
Mhm.
shoot there.
You do have range on that. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
So you start out with 6d6. You did move, so that's 4d6. Anything else? Nope. 4d6.
Control is obscured.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's at the back end. 4d6 looking for 4s.
Okay.
Give him a volley, Achilles.
2d6 looking for 3s.
Is that me or is that him?
That's him.
That's him, right? Okay.
Covered them both.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Con-
that's
They ducked.
two lonely guys in the middle of the open.
I'm sure they're lying down quite heavily now.
Yeah, I think lying down began.
I mean, you got to think too. There's micro terrain here. When this is not just a
Of
flat
course.
green billiard
Two,
table.
Oh, yeah.
2 inches of 2-inch blade of grass. he's
Are
on.
you telling me we did not model the micro terrain? Oh,
Right.
Oh man.
The minor defilade we have from like the very slight rise.
Okay, so now that cost me. Oh, I already put it out.
That was one, yeah. That's out there.
All right. So what do you want to do, CT?
So, should I wake up my foo with 2?
The
And
foo with 2.
turn this
and-
building to rubble?
I would love to turn that building into rubble. As a matter of fact, I would really enjoy watching it explode.
I
Yeah,
could.
can I do
You,
that?
you tell me, Fidelis, Destruct. I couldn't find anything about rubbling buildings.
yeah. You have to do quite a bit. I think it's under the artillery section that it actually tells you when the building goes.
Okay. Well, since that's obviously
But
what our
at the end of the day, it's the people inside the building that are going to be taking the pain and suffering.
of course.
But it's a foo, so it can only be suppressed, right? You can't kill it.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you can.
And
yeah.
remember that the HQ behind it is within 4 inches, so it can also die.
Yep.
Oh. Well, let's drop the big guys on it.
You read my mind.
Well, you've paid the 2, and
what's
now. Well, now the key
Call
question.
back and ask them, what's the biggest shell you got? I want to
Look.
What do you got back there? You got a 55?
Look through the list if you would please. Okay, so you're gonna call division. I'm just telling you. Here's what you can get.
Can we bring Lancaster?
I encourage
those
Achilles.
can-
I encourage Achilles to read 6 or less.
remember, majors can be likely.
Okay. All right. 6, 5 or less. 6.
Maybe Achilles should just
Down
pretend he
here.
doesn't have any artillery support.
Oh, okay. It's the radio, sir. We still haven't been able to make contact. No support received. Okay.
Just saying that's out there.
So you got to roll better than a 6.
Yep.
And that's before accuracy too. So this
Right.
is like what you're calling in, and then you got to do accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 is 2d6. What
All
are
right.
they?
It's CT. It ain't me.
CT.
Oh.
It's the radio, sir. We still haven't been
Why
able
would
to.
you jinx me like that, man?
Please hold.
Yeah, scam be likely.
You get that like waiting music, that soft rock waiting music.
It's music.
Your
Yeah.
call, your call is valuable to us.
So you got one more left, I think.
Yes.
There will be a brief survey after this fire mission.
Please hold.
If you deploy,
Mm-hmm.
can you shoot?
Yep.
It's the only thing you can do.
I just did.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You may remember
you
such
can't, you
actions
can't, you're
as
hesitant.
he's shooting.
Yeah. Remember, you
Oh,
went, you went
yes.
all hesitant. Yeah.
The only
your whole
person doing
company-
anything is Achilles.
Unless you, unless you want to move backwards, unfortunately.
Well, if you're not moving backwards, then it'll be me, right?
Mhm.
Upset the commissars. Oh, wrong game. That's yesterday.
Oh, we got all these. All right,
You got HQ
Yeah, we should
orders?
use
Yeah,
them.
sure do.
and we. Oh yeah, but we can use them for reaction.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll see if I deploy these guys. They're going to be out in the open.
So deploy the other guys.
If I deploy these guys, they will be, but get shot up. But what do I care? Okay, we're going to deploy.
Are the lives of your pixels not precious to you?
Not really. No. I feel very little, very little.
If it is to be confessed.
Let's see now. All right, and we will. Yeah, we're gonna have to open fire here because we can't go the other way.
Yep.
Can't shoot this way; it's too far. Okay.
So that's just going to be, that's going to be 6d6 brought down by the movement thing to 4d6. 4d6 for force. All of them. They are automatically obscured, so 4 dice for 3s.
These are technically your boys, OJ. So, well,
OJ?
Wake up, OJ.
With us?
OJ, wake up.
Yeah.
You get
What
to
do
roll
I need?
dice.
4 dice for
You
3s.
roll 4 dice.
4 for 3s.
We'll
He
tell
did
you.
it.
Oh, he does it.
Go back to sleep, OJ.
Get out of here.
Man.
Sharp.
Going both ways.
All right. Wake up, OJ. Go to sleep, OJ. What the hell, man?
Go back.
Anything else from the British?
Well, all we got left are command ones, and we have to use these because they're just going to go away, right?
They don't.
No,
go
they
away.
just you just don't get more.
If
I
I
see.
roll,
That's right.
yeah.
But we need to save them for.
Yeah, there could be
Yeah,
defense.
same
There could be
reaction.
respondy things you want to do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, let's move on.
All right,
It's
let's
a bank for initiative and it's a bank for orders.
let's clear out those saucy markers, please. No order markers should be on the table. Germans.
Well, my thought here, OJ, is you pull this guy back into the woods.
Alright. Sounds good.
So let's throw an order out there. He's just gonna move 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Those are also your boys again.
2d6 to help them back there. A 7.
I'll get him back to the edge.
I don't think he's going to get him into the woods, unfortunately.
Oh, we're not doubling movements?
No, I know, it's
No.
terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you slept through that part, but no, we're using regular.
That just seems so wrong.
I know. Maybe the next one will be big. I don't know.
You're gonna map twice as big as this, Jim.
That's right.
This guy can't get
And then we'll forget to double all the.
There's a scale for ants.
Actually, you know what you gotta do? You gotta make it twice as small and then have everything. And that
Yeah.
really mess us up.
Your question, Chrono, is?
this guy can now get closer to these guys if he wants, right? Or as long as
No, 8 inches at all times.
Oh, he does it all the time. Okay.
Yeah, he's a skirmisher basically. He can't get close.
All right. Then I think we try and keep calling this down. Keep hammering these guys.
Yeah, I'm telling you, OJ, Jim has completely destroyed my ability to do math. My relative distances, I can't tell relative distances anymore. Everything looks like it's twice as far away.
To be fair, it comes naturally to him to destroy people's math
True.
abilities.
So you are fooing these guys? Are you hitting them?
No, the guys from before.
Oh, same guys. Yeah, why wouldn't he after all? Because that will be most beneficial, and I'm assuming you're using your mortars. So with that in mind, it is a 2d6, but you get a nice minus. It's interesting. Why do they call it a minus? It's a +1. 2d6 +1. Oh, that's a miss. That is harassing fire. You are harassing them. That's better, I guess. What was your aim point? I suppose I should have asked.
It was the same point as last time.
They're gonna just hit.
No, you have to target a unit. So it's like here, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically up platoon. So it's this whole.
And that's 6. How many inches is it? 4, right?
Or
4 inch radius. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. Nobody escaped. No one here gets out alive. So, all right. Since
they're hitting the platoon no matter what.
Yeah,
So it's
good
only
point.
If there's something else involved.
yeah, that is an excellent point, but no crit. So that is a battalion mortar. The harassing fire will come in under the morale phase for the test. So 5d6 for 4.
3 hits.
3 hits. Now you will do the morale test. This is again harassing fire. 3d6 for 3s. Oh dear. Okay, that takes you to suppressed.
At least you're always obscured now.
Yes, now your guys are crawling around to the ground. They may do bugger all, really, except rally and leave. They can't attempt to leave. But yeah, they're in a bad way. Let me get a shot of that, since that guy has been so lethally effective on them lads. All right.
I'm debating now.
Chrono continues.
No, I'm at command there, so I have to move.
I hate to do it, but it is late. I might need to dip out if Achilles could take over for me.
All right, Achilles will finish. We're getting around the horn, but we'll get there. You be good, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
I can't roll dice like you can, but
You will try.
I'll do my best.
So you can see through fields, right?
Yep.
So if I'm standing outside here, then I'm not obscured in any way. I have to be in it to be obscured.
Well, it depends on the shot. If you're standing here and somebody's in the field, they are going to be obscured. Fields do give cover, but they don't block line of sight.
Yeah, it's just debating something. Debating if I want to do something kind of
Sneaky and nefarious.
If your idea is to move that company commander closer, don't do it.
I can only deploy my guys within 18 inches of them.
No, you can only deploy your combat patrols within 18 inches. You can deploy onto combat patrols anytime.
Right.
Okay. I was thinking it might be amusing to throw a combat patrol here and shoot them in the flank.
You've got all 3 combat patrols for that company out anyway.
I mean, sorry, deploy
He's talking about deploying on top of this combat.
and then shooting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shooting, so you can't shoot like their combat patrols. That
He
are
can.
still mad?
He can, but he might.
They're harmless to him.
Yeah, at this point they're harmless to him.
Okay.
And when you deploy into the BUA, you will have to determine which way your dudes are facing.
Right.
It would be very amusing, Chrono, if you did that.
You think it's a good idea or a bad idea? I'm just.
It'd be German
I've been waiting for you to do that this whole time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Let's live a little. We're learning here.
Yeah, that's all
Live
it
a
is.
little. It costs them dying.
All right.
Can I ask one question
Sure.
before you go
Mhm.
too far? Just because we're learning.
Mhm.
So, how do you know which platoon is going there? Is those marked somehow?
You got to go by company. Anybody in that company can go there.
And because you see all these reinforcements you have, sorry, these attachments you have, you can put them with them anytime you want. So you can bring out any of these MGs, AT sections, or anti-tank guns with you right now if you wanted to.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yep.
You know what? Let's throw in an MMG. Why not?
That's being
There you go.
flexible.
That's where I was thinking there, Bruno.
See, when I played Jim, we did Germans and Americans. I didn't realize the British, you have to preordain
Yeah.
where they're attached. That's
And
very interesting.
you do need to line them up though. 'Cause you can't shoot through your own dudes.
But you can stick that guy on the end facing out if you want.
Yeah.
No, the other way. He has to still be in the BOA. Like, turn the base.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is you've got to you're gonna lose. You're going to lose his fire.
No,
Is the
I
point.
have a-
Who's stacking stuff up there?
There we go.
So
I do have a machine gun though. So
yeah, well, the key is that you want that machine gun shooting, because that machine gun is going to fire 4d6 no matter what. So 4d6 with 2 re-rolls. I don't see any other modifiers. Yeah.
Because they're Germans, any double 6 gives them an extra 1d6 hit.
Then machine guns.
56 hits?
40.
56 hits?
Yep. 40.
Who won the bloody war anyway?
4d6. Yeah, you don't want to be in front of that machine gun. I'll tell you that. 4d6.
Okay.
Looking for force.
Only one. I reroll still, right?
Yep.
2.
You get 2.
Okay, then I will reroll 2 of those. Because why not? And there we go.
Yeah.
3 hits total.
So 3.
And who are you shooting at? These guys?
Yeah.
Obscure die. Oh,
Oh.
no, they're already obscured. They're suppressed.
That's why I didn't have him do it. So that's 3 dice for cover. That'll be all you Achilles, I think. Yeah. So that'll be 3 dice for 3.
Okay.
In normal circumstances, it would have been.
All right, that is a kill. You got to take one of those bases off.
Yes, I can roll like CT.
Ooh, is there a roll to see if it's the MG? I can't remember.
Take that one.
It's a good question, to which I don't know the answer. We'll look it up. It won't matter right now.
No.
Because they won't go now, because they can't even shoot back at him. All right, Corrado, continue.
Well, you have anything you want to do on your side of the board at this point? Because these guys went out here, but we can only patrol. We can deploy here if we want to, but then we can't really do much.
Right.
And deploying here seems like a terrible idea, but you might shoot those guys
Ah.
off. Sure, anyway.
Page 59, Jim.
What does it say?
Units with attached support weapon roll a d6 to see if that is affected. Roll on a roll of 1 or 2. That base is KIA.
All right, so Achilles, roll 1d6. Don't roll 1 or 2.
You mean like
well.
that?
You said it. Told you not
That's a
to.
lot.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Think pull them back this way.
Yeah, might as well pull them back because there's no point
Okay.
there at this point. Just 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
5.
I'm pretty sure you can pew at that with a reaction.
It would not surprise me.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So if you guys want, if you guys want to shoot that dude, you've got you had 1 left, Achilles, so you wouldn't even need to use one of your HQ orders.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to because I might want to shoot at somebody else. I
Assuming
might
they.
need to react to somebody else.
Okay.
Okay. Like who?
I mean, well, he's still got another combat patrol over here, which could pop guys on and shoot me.
Sure.
They can't see through the hedgerow.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Well,
There's a
they can
number
see
of
from
ways
here.
well, the problem is depending how he aligns them, Achilles, you won't be able to shoot them.
well, there you go. There's that too.
I mean,
I don't see any advantage in shooting that support markers or that combat patrol markers.
It'll be dead.
All right, let's keep moving. Chrono, anything?
I'm happy
Do we
to
have
keep
any
that.
Do we have any artillery that we can call?
You already called it. You popped the mortar on top of those guys.
We've been
Okay.
using I've been calling the battalion mortar.
Yep. Okay.
Because it's more reliable. You can get it
It is seductive, and it's like a pair of brown shoes. They just work.
Yeah, they just work. You know, it's like I don't have to like call division and
Call Major Scam Be Likely and find out what the heck.
I just call my captain, the captain of the lieutenant running my mortar platoon. Is like, hey, I need mortar fire, and he has to listen to me because he's in my chain of command.
Hey, Andrew.
I think that's gonna be it for now.
Matt Rowe. Oh my God, I was already talking about you tonight, man. I don't know what to tell you. Good to see you, my friend. All right, that's it. All right, all we got to do is clear off the. Did anybody on either side not get an activation that wants to do something? That's eligible, which is move and rally, basically.
Not on my end.
I don't think so, because those guys did. And that's it. All right, let's get them green markers gone, please. Yay, we did 2 turns. That makes me happy.
It does flow pretty quick once you.
Oh, this game, yeah, and I don't know what you're talking about, Destruct. This game is incredibly fast, actually. This is significantly faster than I Ain't Been Shot, Mom.
Okay, maybe it was just when I was playing that it just felt like it took forever.
No,
Like,
I mean, this...
realize-
And well, is the battle bigger than this?
No, it was the same scenario. But remember, you've got 16 turns, and most of the forces aren't even on the table.
Yeah, but the combat is fast. I'm actually...
The combat is fast. I'm not arguing that the combat isn't fast.
I mean, I'm just curious, because you said that and it made sense, but just looking at the combat, and once we start sticking the modifiers in our heads, which we will.
The thing is, once everything's on the board, you're going to find that it's going to be very difficult for things to happen effectively.
Well, I think if you're arguing that we will engage in analysis paralysis, I may have to stipulate.
Boy, I've never had that problem.
People get analysis paralysis, but I don't think I think it to do with the game system.
Yeah, no, I actually think this is faster than. I actually think it's faster than Chain of Command, to tell you the truth. Just
because I never analyzed.
I'm glad you enjoy it because I really do like this game. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Well, we managed to get through 2 turns, and I'm sure that we got through at least 25% of it correctly.
Oh yeah, so, you thank you for your optimism. I appreciate that. I do. No, it flows well. Obviously, I think rather than getting rules wrong, which I suspect we did, by the way. So please let us know. Which I certainly expect we did. But I think the real key is we have no idea what to do with the pieces yet. It goes to something CT said and Vance said, yeah, let's throw a guy up here and see what they do.
Yeah, let's see what this does.
Yeah, what does this do? Yeah, that's it. You're kind of sitting in the console pushing buttons and waiting to see what lights up. So it's...
We're starting to see it click with people, though. We're seeing people pop the combat patrols,
yeah,
and the platoons in,
and
the battle line shifting, right?
Yeah, and the mechanisms of the combat patrol make sense, and not marching across open fields with mortars.
Company is getting smacked in the face.
Yeah,
becoming hesitant is the problem.
Yes, and becoming hesitant is ugly.
Yeah, the battle didn't move and just sat there. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna range in again.
Yeah, these poor schmucks. Yeah, for sure. So there it is. So obviously we'll play some more next week. If you like O Group, we'll play some more and tell us how we should play it better or what we should get right. On Saturday, it's the Battle of Egmool, Part 6. That's right, Part 6 of the Battle of Egmool as we wander into Waterloo Week. And on Wednesday, well, I'm not sure what's happening on Wednesday because I have to get with Dalinor to figure out what his move is in our battle for Armageddon. So who knows? Maybe it'll be something for Waterloo Week. I don't know. Thank you so much to all the kibitzers and the players. Appreciate you a bunch. Thanks to those who watched. Thanks to those who played. Until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and one another. We will talk soon. Pause.
Good night, Ian Jackson.
He came running all the way upstairs.